Well, actually,
Yo, what's going on, y'all? This your man Marcus A. Brown, and I'm here to tell y'all that I just got done with my first consultation with the brother Andre of Love Crossing Borders. I just wanted to give him his praises. I need y'all to do two things if you haven't already. If you haven't subscribed to his YouTube channel, Love Crossing Borders. Also, if you are going to Colombia, if you're thinking of going anywhere, traveling internationally, please consider booking a consultation with the OG Andre of Love Crossing Borders. You will not be disappointed. I'm a fan of the channel, so I booked a 2-hour session just to show support, just to show love and say what's up. He provided a wealth of information, way more than I was even expected. He has an excellent presentation. So I just wanted to let y'all know you will not be disappointed. Book the consultation, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. Dre, man, I appreciate you. I will be out in Colombia in 2025 next year, and I look forward to linking up with you. And y'all, get in tune with him if you haven't already. Tell him MAB sent you. Peace.
Where are all the black men? And I'm not talking about the scammers, the drug dealers, the robbers, and the crooks.
well, actually,
Shout out to all you guys that are here. This is Andre, and Andre is Love Crossing Borders. We are here today just to let you guys know that you have one thing that very few people take advantage of. I'm serious. You got one thing that very few people in the United States, in Canada, in Australia, in many parts of Europe take advantage of, or that don't take advantage of, and that's opportunity and choice. One of the things that we're going to talk about 7, one of the things that I don't like that we do as a country, and many countries in the West do this, they sell themselves as if you have no other choice. That's like when men tell women, nobody else is going to love you the way that I do. You're unattractive. Nobody wants you. Why would somebody want to be with you? And so you stay and you struggle and you deal with what you have to deal with on a regular basis. But at the end of the day, you do have a choice. And there are opportunities. We're going to talk about that today. Should I stay home of the land of the home of the free, the land of the brave, all the Cheetos I can enjoy while I'm enjoying my football seasons? Should I stay? America's an excellent country. I don't know why people don't want to tell the truth. America is an excellent, excellent, excellent country to live in. We do have culture. We do have traditions. We've got diversity. We've got beautiful lands. You cannot take that away from America. From our snow-capped mountains to our beautiful beaches, you cannot take beauty away from America. From Denver, Colorado, all the way to the Carolinas, America is one beautiful country. She does look good. Once you get out of the realm of the 70% obese women in the United States, the other 30%, they're keepers. We got some gorgeous women in the United States. To pretend like we don't got some finies, that's an understatement. We even got a few women that are actually fine, fit, and feminine. A few, but we got some. Once you get a job and opportunity, you're making a lot more in the United States than you would in other countries. America is a country that, if you take advantage of the right opportunities, doors can open up for you. Politics in America is not fair. It's not perfect. But nowhere in the world is. But one thing I can say, we are patriots and we love our country. America's an amazing country to live in. If you decide that, listen, I don't care what these passport bros are talking about, these passport sisters. I don't care what these sex pats are talking about. I don't care what these blue book gentlemen are talking about. I am red, white, and blue to the end of my days. You'd have to pry this American flag from my hand, my cold, dying hands. I'm with you. I often say this on the live streams, guys. You guys often hear me say this. Let me get some music in here. You guys often hear me say this. I will never, ever waste my energy or my time trying to convince an American to leave America. This channel has nothing to do with that. This channel is informative. We try to give you information to prepare you for your vacation or your relocation. We try to tell you about the proper moves to make and give you suggestions. That's all we do on this channel. But we are not here to convince any American or Canadian or Austrian or Australian or anybody from the UK to relocate from your country. You keep your happy tail right on those plantations. We have no problem with you staying there paying those taxes, riding through those 3 hours, 2 hours, half-hour work traffic. We have no problem with you being stressed, being high with cancer, eating some of the most unhealthy foods in the world. We have no problem with that. You will never see us on this channel or any channel that I'm affiliated with try to convince you to move outside the United States. It is a wonderful country. Take advantage of it. But for those of us that do want to get the fuck out that country, listen, there are some things I'm going to talk about real quick before we get to our videos and our topics, and then we'll get the shout outs in. 7 things that the West is not telling you guys that you need to know. Y'all ready? Before we even go to our topic, the topic tonight is about your choice. We're going to show some good, amazing things about the United States that make people want to come there and cross rivers and valleys and travel through jungles to get to the United States. There's reasons for that because the United States is a wonderful country. Even those that are coming down from Canada and from UK are trying to get their butt over to the United States for a particular reason. And the reason is some of the things that we're going to be looking at tonight. But there are things, secrets, statements, concerns that will never be voiced publicly by U.S. citizens to foreign citizens. I'll say that again. For those of you that are mere mortals like I am, There are certain statements you will rarely, if ever, hear come from the mouth of U.S. citizens to the ears of foreign citizens. Number one, America ain't the only great country in the world. It's a great country. It ain't the only great one. It ain't the only one that's got medical. It ain't the only one that got scientists. It's not the only one that's got beautiful landscapes or beautiful women with beautiful legs. It's not the only country with decent food, even though America does not have decent food. We just got decent recipes to cover up the fact that our food's not decent. I'll say that again. America has decent recipes. We don't have decent food. We have decent recipes to cover up the fact that we don't have decent foods. Okay, let's get that out of the way. America is not the only country that you can buy you a nice fancy car or get you an opportunity to build a business. It's not the only country where you can buy you a home. It's not the only country. Thank you, baby. Wifey brought me some tea for all you UK brothers. It's not the only country. That is something that America will, and UK and the West will never tell. They're not the only countries. Canada is not the only country that has opportunity. UK, you're not the only country that people can live a good life and raise great families. Australia, you too, you're in the mix. Northern Europe, Finland, Australia, all you guys that think that you're the ish, you're not the only country. American currency is not the only strong currency. Go ask people that use the pound or people that use other currencies that are just as strong, such as the Canadian dollar and the euro. We're not the only. That's a myth. We're not the only. We are one of, but we're not the only. But you won't hear that from Americans when it comes to telling foreigners that. We will not promote that. Number two, choice. They will not tell you that you got a choice in what country or what life you want to live in. They'll sell it to you like if you leave America, you might as well say goodbye to making money. You might as well say goodbye to a good life. You might as well say goodbye to your health. You will not find anywhere in the world where medical is good for you. You won't find clean air. You won't find clean water. You have no choice. You better stay here, fool. You have no choice. Number three, what they try to sell you, what you will never hear Americans on television, commercials, television shows, politicians, you will never hear a Canadian say this. You'll never hear somebody from UK say this. That they were branded to be that way. The brand is not as polished as it looks. We sell you our music, our hip hop. We sell you our clothes and our styles. We sell you our recipes. We sell you our sitcoms and our television shows and our sports. But we will never tell you how expensive it is, no matter how much you make. We'll never tell you that the average house is over $420,000 in the United States to purchase. We'll never tell you that 41% of Americans don't believe in the American dream anymore. If you think I'm lying, give me a second. I'll pull it up on the screen for you. You know me, I'm the king of bringing the receipts up and sharing the wealth. I'm about to do the shout outs in a second after I get done with the 7. But let me do a screen share real quick. The American dream. And let me go back to the original article right here, where it says 41% of Americans believe that the American dream is impossible, impossible for you to live the American dream. Shout out to all 25 of you guys that are in here. Click that like button. We like you. Make sure that you like us too. But we brand it as if everybody is fulfilling the American dream. But with college debt, medical debts, let you get sick or your mama get sick one time. For all of you that have been healthy for so many years, get sick. Sick, where you need some surgery or your mama needs surgery or your daddy needs some surgery. You gonna know why so many Americans file bankruptcy, but they will, because of medical needs, they will never tell you. I'll never tell. Canada, US, Australia, as well as the Western hemisphere has branded itself for others to believe and only see what we want them to see. Number 4 is the truth. Americans will never tell foreigners the truth. Canadians will never tell foreigners the truth. Our politics are just as shady as your politics. We got billionaires and millionaires that's getting over on us, just like you got millionaires and billionaires in Africa that's getting over on you in all 54 countries in Africa. Y'all struggling over in South America, guess what? The average American doesn't even have, over 84% of Americans don't even have $1,000 in the bank for an emergency fund. Most Americans don't have enough money put to the side for retirement. Over 52% of Americans that turn 62 have to take their Social Security. They can't even wait until 65. 52% of Americans have to take their Social Security benefits because their bodies have been worn down, or their spouse's body has been worn down so much that they have to leave their job to take care of their loved one or take care of their own health. There is no perfect country, gentlemen, ladies, but America will sell you as if she is one. Another thing that America will not tell foreign countries, or Canada won't tell foreign countries, or UK won't tell foreign countries, Austria, Sweden, Australia will not tell foreign countries, is this: there are opportunities on a global scale. You can't buy land. Shout out to my brothers over on Rumble. Shout out to all you brothers over there, Rumble, Young Man Rumble, as well as you guys over on YouTube. I'm going to do the shout outs in a second. And thank you for supporting the channel, gentlemen. Do realize this also. You have opportunities because right now the world has gone digital. Everybody doesn't own a farm where you have to farm that land for the rest of your life until the end of days. You can make the US dollar while you live here in Colombia. You can make the US dollar. You can make the yen. You can make the pound. You can make the euro while you're living in less expensive countries. You got opportunities now. You've been sold the idea that if you take advantage of all the opportunities, they're going to falter. You might as well stay here. Why are you moving to America from Canada? Why are you moving from Canada to UK? Why are you guys moving to Mexico? What? That's crazy talk. They will never tell you on any comedy, any sitcom, any commercial, any cartoon, no movie will ever tell you, foreigners, that you have opportunity to make USD from your country. You can make the pound. You can make the Canadian dollar from your country by way of online opportunities now, whether it be a job. Ask these number one YouTubers around the world that the number one YouTubers in the world are not American. Number one YouTubers in the world are not American. Many of them are kids from Europe with kid shows with 3, 4, 5 diamonds. You know what diamonds are? Diamond in YouTube means that you've gone over 1 million. I mean, you've gone over 5 to 10 million. These kids are diamond. But they'll sell it in the United States and UK as, if you don't go to a brick and mortar job in the United States, you can't make it. They'll also sell it like, if you don't buy land in the land of milk and honey, you don't have the opportunity to buy land or property anywhere else. You can't buy a home, you can't buy a condo. And yet and still, brothers and sisters are coming to Cartagena, Colombia, and Medellin, Colombia, and Europeans are going to Bogota and coming to Cali and buying up all these condos and apartments and property and land all throughout South America when they couldn't afford it in their home country. They will not tell you you have opportunity to make USD while you're in your home country. The next thing, number 6, they will not tell you the truth about our culture. What do I mean? Our food, our family, friends, finance, and fears. We do not tell the world the truth about how we treat our food and our food does us. We never tell the truth about how family dynamics are in the United States and how it's skewed and how they're trying to redefine it as women and women are a family and men are a family instead of mom and dad being a family unit. They're not going to tell that. They're going to tell that sometimes we're grimy against each other's friends as friends. They're not going to tell that we attack each other's cultures. And I'm not saying putting this in a race way, but I'm putting this in a way that where the goats can get it. The most problematic people that's been in my black life are my black people. And there are white boys that can say the most problematic people that's in their life are white people. I've had a run in or two with white folks in my life with a little bit of racism, but it's dwarfed by my run-ins in life with people of my own color. And I bet you it's a white boy that can say that, and Latin dude that can say that in the United States, and an Asian dude that can say that. Asian folks and got on his last nerve, and just like a Latin dude can say a Latin dude or lady and got it on his last nerve in the United States. We will never tell the truth about our culture. We'll never tell the truth about our finances. We'll always make it seem like everybody in the United States is making $100,000. Everybody's college debts are paid off. Nobody has any medical issues when it comes to expenses. We'll always make it seem like we are financially stable in every single area of life. In these other countries, other people cross rivers and put their lives on the line. And many people didn't even make it to America from Panama all the way up north to South Texas. They didn't even make it. They put their lives on the line for a lie. 10 million people came to the United States, right, over the last 2 years. 10 million through Texas. Do y'all really believe all 10 million are going to be successful in life? What about 1 million? Can y'all say 1 million will be successful? Okay, come on. 500,000 will own businesses, become great actors and actresses, religious leaders, politics. Oh no, 500,000 won't become? Wait a minute, 10 million just came through. You telling me 500,000, 500,000 people of that 10 million won't be able to buy a home that's worth $420,000 because we can't afford it? So what has been sold to them, most of them will never see ever in their lives, because most of us don't see it ever in their lives. Most Americans will live and die never owning a piece of property. I don't know why we think that every other American owns their home. We are some renting people, just like many other countries. But like I said, number 7 is our culture. We'll never tell about our foods and how it's illegal to eat our beef, our chicken, our poultry, our fish in other countries. We can't even sell it. Just think about it. The food that you're eating tonight cannot be sold to other parts of the world, but other parts of the world can sell us our foods. The box of cereal that you eat is not the box of cereal that's shipped over to UK, that's shipped to Colombia, that's shipped to Brazil. That same Frosted Flakes is not the same Frosted Flakes that you get in other countries. But they're not going to tell about our culture. Finances, we talked about that, but most of all, our fears. We as Americans, we have things that we worry about and that we're concerned about as well. We love our country, but we're worried. Yeah, we got a new president coming down the turnpike, so we're kind of like excited. We do that every new president. We did the same thing with Biden. We did the same thing with Obama. Same celebrations with Bush. Clinton came through. We were celebrating, dancing in the streets too. We dance in the streets every time somebody jumped that's brand new or coming back around into the presidency. We always do this dance. Stop acting like this dance is brand new. Trump is coming. We said the same thing when Bush walked through there as the same thing we said when Clinton walked through in Obama. Same dance we did with Reagan. I've been around long enough to watch America, watch us do the same song and dance that things are going to get better. And they never do. Reagan didn't make it better, did he? What about Bush number one? Did Clinton make your dreams come true? No, Clinton was around during the .com era when the internet first took off. It wasn't the Clinton administration that did this. It was the .com era that made us the superpower that we are at this stage, not our president. What about Bush number two? Did he? Oh, president. Didn't do anything for anybody. Why? He had a Republican House and a Republican Senate as a Democratic president. He couldn't get nothing passed. Black folks, why y'all continue to cry about what Obama didn't do? Obama could do very little. Oh, he did something for the LGBTQ. He could do very little. And then it's the other thing. Black folks, can we come up to the truth with something when it comes to President Obama? How many agendas and bills did we go to the president with? Could y'all tell me that? There are over 10,000, you can look it up, over 10,000 bills presented to Congress every year. 10,000, that's a lot of bills. Where was ours during the Obama administration? What bill or policy did we rally around during we didn't rally on none? LGBTQ rallied around theirs. Asian community rallied around there. Latin community rallied. They had a bill. Where was ours? I didn't say Obama was perfect, but my point is, we didn't even present a bill that we all rallied around to push in front of Congress and the president. But we wanted him to assume because he was black that he should know what our agenda is. Number 7, the image. We present an image that is, when people want to use us, they like us. I'm gonna say this again about America. It's amazing how people like Americans when it's time to use America. I love America if I could move there. I love America to get opportunity. I love America to make money. Soon as Americans go to their country, I can't stand these damn Americans. They taking over they doing this. Okay, name a country that's happy that we over there. And I'm not talking about military. Colombians tired of seeing us. Dominicans tired of seeing us. Brazilians tired of seeing us. Europeans, it used to be like, oh, you're American? No more. Ain't nobody celebrating us being Americans. People don't like us anymore unless they want to use us for something. That's our image. We are good enough. In other words, America is basically that chick that you can smash, but you just don't want to keep. That's how they treat us. They'll come to America, make their money, and what they do normally, when they get older, they go back home. They go back home to Nigeria. They go back home to Mexico. When they get older and they've made their money, they go back home to Italy. They go back home to Germany. They go back home to Canada and spend the end of their days with all the profits that they've made while they were in America. They don't like us. They just use us. And that's the image that America has around the world. And those are the 7 things that you will never hear Americans say to foreigners. Let's get ready with the shout outs. And like I said, I love our country. Shout out to my man Keithan. He said, I'm gone next year. Speak if you will, but I'm out of here next year. Shout out to you, brother. My man Black Empowerment says this. He says, this time, he said early this time. He said that he's early this time. Salute expat family. Going to share with kin folks that just don't understand why I'm leaving this shithole. If you just share the first 30 minutes of this live stream, after everything I broke down, they'd understand. They may not agree, but they'd at least understand. Just the first, I'm looking at the timer, just the first 30 minutes. You don't have to go past 30. Shout out to you, Black Empowerment. Shout out to you, Truck Life, all you truck drivers out there. All you truck drivers, all you train engineers. Shout out all you guys out there. That's keeping the roads and keeping food and transport and supplies going. Going to spend my golden years away from here. I like that. Ransom says, he said, Prosepo Nuevo Años. Oh, Happy New Year. Mi amigos. Happy New Year to you as well, brother. Happy New Year's. JVC says, facts, straight facts. What's the American dream? You know, the picket house, 2.5 kids, meaning I guess one is a baby and the other ones are a little older. The dog, affordable home, great medical, and all the money you can make. I guess I'm guessing many of us, if you ask most Americans, what's the American dream? Many of us will have different definitions of what the American dream is. We know that we the housing. Most of us can kind of agree on the housing. Most of us can kind of agree on having a family. And then after that, it gets kind of ambiguous. Thank you guys for supporting the channel by way of Cash App. Thought I had the information up. I had the banner showing. Let me change this. Yeah. So we've got that right there. Okay, cool. Let me change this wax gray. Here we go. Bring it to blue. All right. Shout out to my man. Let me scroll down a little bit. Thank you again, Quiet Storm, for showing the love. Thank you guys for supporting by way of Patreon. We got some great things coming down. We actually, with the Patreon, let's take a quick look at the Patreon real quick. We got some things that I just posted today. In the Patreon. So we got quite a few videos that's coming down the turnpike for the Patreon. A screen share and go here. There we go. We just dropped this video. This video will be, we got 6 videos from the crypto live stream that we did. And what I did was not only took notes, so you could just click on here and just the video will play, but I also gave you a breakdown like how to invest in crypto memes. This is number 2 video of 6. And so I break down everything, the 7 points of explaining what a meme is, a crypto meme, why invest in it, understanding all the different segments of crypto memes, how to research which ones you want to invest in, when to invest. Remember, Lo said, get in and get out, and when you should sell. Top 10 memes, such as Dogecoin and Shiba or Shiba. So here's some of the top memes that you can invest in. So each one of these, this is what I did. Let me scroll down, give you more, what platforms that you go to invest. So I have all that. In the next video right here that I dropped earlier today, this is number 1 of 6, crypto investment step-by-step for beginners. And so what I did, I actually took the notes that Los gave and added a little bit more. Crypto investments, what steps that you should initially take when investing in crypto, how to purchase the crypto through Bitcoin and through Coinbase, Uphold, crypto.com, and Kraken. Where you're going to get your crypto news right here, your crypto channels, including Los's channel right here, Learn Crypto TV. You got some other YouTubers right here, other YouTube channels. 5 signs that cryptocurrency might be a scam that Los talked about. I have that right here. All this right here, the websites where you want to get the background on what they call the white paper of each one of your investments. The crypto sectors that Los talked about, I broke that down. Each one of them are broken down. And then I actually broke down AI. I gave AI its own section. AI crypto investments and how to invest in it. Also down here, do remember that we got the 2025 work from home. I wrote this article myself. And then you click the link here, and it'll take you to all the online job opportunities. And you got free certifications and things like that to help boost your remote career. Because that's what's going on around the world, whether we want to admit it or not. Online job opportunities are available. This for those that want to teach online, different job banks for teaching online. And then we just start with the process of different type of job opportunities from different places around the world. This is US, this is Canada, UK, Australia, Germany, Netherlands, Spain, Italy. So I didn't put on here just jobs from the United States that you could work anywhere in the world from online. I put other countries that give job opportunities from online. All this is available for all you guys that join the paid membership of the Patreon. Shout out to you guys. But let me go back here. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to man Kyle in the building. He said, pick a lie, any lie do. Any lie will do. Pick a lie. Yep. Truth. We don't tell the truth. We're not supposed to tell the truth to foreigners that's coming over here. You got people on TikTok starting to do that, but not historically. America's never told the truth to foreigners about our country. We never talked about our foods. We never told how our families really, our family dynamic are in our communities. We do not tell them about how friends can turn on you. We never tell them about our financial struggles. And we never tell them about our fears. We don't tell other countries about that. We don't talk about that in our movies. We make it seem like we are fearless, like all of us get along like kumbaya. There is no racism in the United States. What is that? There is no mass deletions in the United States. That's like man landing on the moon. There's no such thing as kids going up in high school and deleting each other. There's no such thing as, I just read an article, American ladies. I just read an article and a headline. Okay, I still got it. Come to think of it. Let me see if I still, this headline came out a couple of days ago too. Maybe I have it, maybe I don't. Nope, I don't have it. I thought I still had it. But this headline came out about, give me a second, I might still have it. And I don't want to talk about it yet before I pull it up. You guys know me, Mr. Receipts. No, I guess I don't have it in my archives like I thought I did. And what it's about is it's about how alcoholism and alcoholic deaths have risen in the United States. And the number one group in the United States where alcoholic deaths and alcoholism has risen is among the ladies. Ladies, you are out there deleting people because of your drinking habit in the massive numbers now. There was a time when, and I was just looking at it because it was on Good Morning America and Robin Robbins was talking about it. Yep, I was just looking at it. But nope, that's not it. But yeah, alcoholism and alcoholic deaths are on the rise in the United States. And the fastest growing group are you ladies. But no one will ever talk about that, will they? They'll make it seem like when you come to America, you'll find your queen to be. And that's not true. That's not necessarily always true. Not saying that there aren't any great women in the United States. There are, but ooh. Big Dave says, you didn't mention what Trump did for us. What did he do? All Trump did was what Reagan did. I'll say this again. You guys need to do your homework about the economy. Goodness gracious, dudes. Trump did what Ronald Reagan did. Trump piggybacked off of the economic swing of the market and took credit for it. That's exactly what Reagan did. I actually read the headline and I did some homework last year about it. You know, those of you that were around during the late 70s during the Carter administration, and you know, gas lines are like, you guys don't know nothing about it. You young dudes know nothing about gas lines. Boy, in the 70s, it was tight. You talk about some of the highest inflation. You think times are tight now. In the late 70s during the Carter administration, it was tight. Ronald Reagan spoke with several economists. And those economists told candidate Reagan at that time period that the economy would swing back around. It breathes in, it breathes out. Reagan took that information, ran with it, won his presidency. The economy did exactly like, without Reagan's intervention, did exactly what the economists had told Reagan it was going to do anyway. If Reagan had won or if Carter had won, the market was turning itself around anyway. Fast forward to President Trump. What happened prior to President Trump? The bubble of 2008 and 2012 took place, didn't it? Everybody's losing their homes. Banks are crumbling. The car industry needs a loan from the government. The banks need loans from the government. Halfway through Obama's first administration, as well as much of his second administration, the market looked horrible. But it was on its way to turn around. Guess who was president during that turnaround? Trump. Trump did nothing for you. It was the market that was already turning around anyway after what took place in 2008 and 2012. It was on its bounce back. Whoever was president would have benefited from the bounce back, just like Reagan did. So for all you dudes that talk about we all had money and things were good during during the Trump administration. It should have been. The market was turning itself around. Do your homework, gentlemen. They often say if you want to keep something from some folks, put it in a book. It ain't just black folks no more. You put it in a book, most Americans are not going to touch it. Do your homework. Study the history of the market. That's how come I know that. Just last month, I asked ChatGPT, do me a favor. Give me every recession and depression that America has had since its inception. It will amaze you how many times the markets have crumbled, how many times we've had recessions, how many times we've had not depressions, but we've had inflations. It will amaze you how many times what we're going through now has happened before and happened before that. But since we're in the middle of our moment, we assume that this is the only moment. And it was going on. The market was going through its ups and downs even during the time period of slavery, dude. If you ever want to ask ChatGPT something, go ahead, guys. Ask ChatGPT, could you give me the U.S. history of its market, recessions, depressions, and inflations? And watch the litany of information in the years. And give me the years, ChatGPT, and it'll give you the. We've always gone through this dance. The market has gotten bad, market has gotten better. You've always breathe in, breathe out. That's the market. It is not the presidencies. But we've been branded to believe, and we've sold the world when it's our presidents. When presidents can't do anything but veto or accept a passed law or sign something into law. It's Congress that holds the purse. You need to be reaching out and sending phone calls and leaving voicemails and letters for your senators and congressmen. Okay. Trying to give you guys a little bit of American history, but remember, I did have for 4 years a YouTube channel called Mostly Money that centered around American politics. So anybody should know a little something about American politics and the economy. You think I should? Just putting it out there. Shout out to my man Kofi in the building. He said, I just sent a female friend who's talking about leaving. I hope she listens. Thank you very much, brother. Yeah, that first 30 minutes, man, I kid you not. We'll never tell that. We're going to go to the videos in a second, but I just wanted guys to shout out to my man I am FF in the building. He said, what's up, Dre and Chat Lives Matters here. Shout out to my man Professor doing great things down in Mexico. Always doing great things. Yes, sir. Check out Professor. Make sure you guys subscribe. Great brother. Great brother. My man Neo Moses in the building. Thanks, Andre. We appreciate you. I think this will help a lot of guys who are confused. I'm already 5 years in. Yes, sir. Count down. Yes, sir. Chris, the cameraman. Shout out to you, brother. Welcome. He said, OG, I just started watching your content. I wish I would have started watching earlier. I'm 28. Shout out to you, brother. Glad that you're here. He said, I recently started a tech company. Get your money, player. He said, I plan on moving to Thailand in 6 months. Count down. You can make that US dollar long as you got a computer, Wi-Fi, and your monitors, and you're going to do good. Take it from me. I remember someone said to me, brother, I remember female said to me, excuse me, gentlemen. She said, well, if everything falters, you're going to come back to America. No. No. There, and I said that before COVID. Why I say that? COVID really opened up the doors for online opportunities. You know, it was the digital nomad movement for a little bit, and people didn't really understand why all these white people moving to Bali and moving to Thailand and with their computers and how they making money. Nobody really understood online jobs at that time period. But the pandemic changed everybody's understanding. Everybody was like, I get it. I can work online too. I can start a business and make USD while I'm living in the Philippines or living in Thailand or living in Colombia or living in Brazil. I can make US dollars. I can have me a job and be like Theo Wolf and live in other countries and still bring in a certain amount of figures. I don't have to be stuck in work hour traffic. I kid you not, today I was thinking about something. Y'all ready? Me and Andre downstairs in the swimming pool. This had to be like 11 o'clock, like 11:15, right? We're in the swimming pool, just having a good time, right? And I went and sat in the jacuzzi. And I thought to myself, it's going on 12 o'clock. There's somebody somewhere waiting to punch out for lunch. Somebody somewhere that's coming back from their lunch break. Somebody's getting ready for their second shift job. Shout out to the second shifters. Somebody somewhere is stuck in a sales in traffic, going to or coming from a sales meeting. Shout out to all us salesmen. You know what I'm talking about. While I'm sitting in a jacuzzi. And I thought to myself, so this is what it's like to live the digital life, making US dollars while you're living in another country. I work just as many hours as you guys do. I just dictate my hours. I can actually get in the jacuzzi with my wife and enjoy the day, and nobody else was around because all of them were at work. There is opportunity to make money out here online, guys, whether you're hired or whether you're doing the hiring. Don't you ever think it's not. And if there's any time to do it, it is now. And if you don't do it, don't worry. Somebody else will do it. You don't think that you're going to take Theo's classes and learn how to be a cloud engineer? Don't worry. Somebody else will take your place. You don't want to do a digital marketing or create a product or write a book or get an online job. You don't want to do it? Don't worry about it. Stay right where you are in your little traffic. Stay right where you are with your 30 minutes to an hour lunch break. Stay right where you are when your boss tells you it's 15 minutes before we need to leave, but we need you guys to work 2 more hours. Stay right where you are. You stay right where you are. Comfortable in the UK, comfortable in Canada, and as cold as can be. US up north, you New Yorkers, you Buffalonians, all you guys over there in Philadelphia, all you guys in Ohio, all you Detroiters, over to Wisconsin, Chicago, Green Bay, all you Wyoming boys, Dakota boys, all the way over to the state of Washington, Seattle boys, y'all freezing while I'm in the swimming pool. Do I make a whole lot of money? I'm do decent, but I control my time. You see? That's what this brother's going to be doing. This is what Chris, the cameraman, is going to be doing. It's not about I'm going to be rich in 5 years. If he does it, cool. If he doesn't, cool. But he'll be in control of the greatest commodity, time. None of us on our deathbeds talk about how we made the sales plan. None of us on our deathbed talk about our promotions. None of us on our deathbed talk about our degrees. None of us on our deathbed talk about how many businesses we built. Most of us on our deathbed talk about what we could have done with our I wish I had more. If you just give me one more chance, I'll be wiser with mine. time. He said, watching your content is really opening my eyes. Shout out to you, brother. My man Kofa says, yes, sir. Yes, sir. He said, Trump coin just hit $3. I'm about to put that down. The Trump coin. That's one of the coins you hold for 4 years and you let it go. Shout out to Trump. Robert E. Lee of the Avery Hart family. Shout out to you, Mr. First of his name. He said, hello, Andre and Andre from Texas. Them Texas boys at it again. They are at it again, Mom. Let's go right here. Shout out to my man, Rob. Appreciate you being here, brother. Appreciate you being here. And appreciate you guys showing support by way of the PayPal, Cash App, and the Patreon. Did I get a chance to hit my brother? There we go. Say support. Come on, guys. Support Black Male Media. Salute to all the information, Andre. He said, people want to keep us here to be miserable with them, jealous of brothers' potential and progress. That is so true. People, okay. If what he said is not true, check it. Have we not heard of people that hurt people? Have we not heard of a dude that got, or a female that got HIV, passing it to other people on purpose? Have we not seen single women keep women single? Have we not seen people that haven't accomplished their goals hating or even deleting some of the most famous entertainers such as John Lennon? Have we not seen this type of evil? People do not want to be happy for other people because they are not happy. They will only be happy for you if they are living in their happiness. But most people, I tell you, they are not happy that you're getting passports and you're having dreams and you having goals of leaving in 5 months, 5 years, or 15 years. They are not happy about this. I'm talking about the average citizen. You can't sit in the average barbershop in any community and talk about relocating to another country. Man, they don't talk about you as bad as they talk about Kobe and Jordan at one point in time. Kobe is not Jordan. Jordan is the greatest. People will not be happy for you. It is a crabs in a bucket world, man. And somebody will see your success. It's often said, if you want to be successful in this world, you need to be silent. Because telling friends and family, some of your biggest supporters will also be some of your biggest haters. Shout out to Chaos Reigns being in the building, always giving us some good late night shows to enjoy. Shout out to Los, man. Make sure you guys subscribe to Los's channel, man. Learn crypto. I'm telling you, there's a lot to learn. Shout out to Los. Appreciate that, brother, and Joey, for the information that they share with us every year, as well as on his channel. So make sure you guys subscribe to his channel. Moderators, do me a favor. Drop Los's channel if you don't mind. Actually, I have the link right here. It's on the Patreon. Let's see if I can pull that up real quick. I have it right here. I have it right here. There we go. Learn Crypto TV. There we go. He said, I know a woman who can't go to bed without a glass of wine. Yeah. Man, I just had that, man. I was just looking at it. I had it yesterday. I looked at it again today. And like I said, it was Good Morning American. Good Morning America. Robin Robbins was talking about what was going on. She was asking this brother who was like a specialist and what's going on with women in the world. I mean, women in the United States with this alcoholism and these alcoholic deaths. What's going on with the ladies in the States? I'm gonna see if I can pull it up while we're watching the other videos. He said, I have not learned much about crypto investing, but he said, I recently maxed out my 401k. Shout out to you, contribution, the annual annual max. Before I was on the contribution of 6%. That's what mine was too, because that's what my employer matched. That's how mine was too. Amy says this. He said, Andre, what are your favorite and most informative videos in your archives? And the videos you are most proud of? The videos I'm most proud of are any videos that's been informative. Any information videos, I've been the crypto videos, proud of those. Online job opportunity videos, proud of those. When we brought in all the veterans that talked about the jobs that you can do in other countries, the government contract work that even us regular guys that aren't military, you can do government contract work too. And then we created a WhatsApp group that a person can join for government contracts. I'm very proud of that. All of the interviews that we've done with individual YouTube channels that were larger than ours, from Anton Daniels, Dennis Berlin, Obsidian Ali, O'Shea Duke Jackson interview, Soraya Brooks in Germany, Miss Brooks. I'm proud of those interviews because those interviews had to be earned. I'm going to say this again. I realize YouTube is a game of people watch you if you're going to put in the work. Andrea and I have put in the work. That's why we're able to get certain people to come on our channel for interviews, because they see that we put in the 5-6 years of work. But I knew that if I hadn't put in that, maybe certain people would have said, no, that's all right. You're too small of a channel, or whatever it may be. And then I go on other channels that are far smaller. I'm able to do interviews on larger platforms. I'm proud of that. But the number one videos that I'm proud of is all the information that we've been able to share videos. That's what I'm really proud of, because when you guys say, Andre, I applied for that and I got that job, or when you guys say, Andre, I'm joining that WhatsApp group, man, I got so much information and so much encouragement from being in that particular WhatsApp group. Man, Dre, I'm glad that you put together this Patreon, because it's like all I got to do is just go to the Patreon and look up this, look up that, look up this, see this, see that video, see that. I'm proud of those things. Anything that's sharing information with you guys, I'm very proud of. And I'm proud of my wife for having a YouTube channel to share more information with you guys as well. Shout out to Paper Route in the building. He say, those times birth the dope. Yeah, for real. He says, not funny. If you know, you know. 0 milligrams in the building. Shout out to you, brother. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you being here. In Trump's defense, though, even if the president gets heat when the market slips, why wouldn't Trump or any other president take credit when the market is bullish? That's true. Why would they take credit? Or why wouldn't they take credit? I don't know. When the market is bullish, they always want to take credit. I'm with you in regards to that. I agree. Just like Reagan did. Reagan was like, hey, it was me. I did it. If it wasn't for me, you need to vote for me again. You need to vote for me a second term. I mean, Reagan did it and Trump did it. Hey, I ain't mad at them. They took credit. How to find property in Colombia. Great websites. All these are like the Century 21s of Colombia. Great websites, man. You're trying to just look at property, or you're trying to rent a piece of property or purchase, great websites to go to. You mean Obama? Oh, I'm dipping in the conversation. Shout out to you guys. Let's scroll down a little bit. My man, mine's in the building. Shout out to you, brother. Glad to see you here. Montrez is in the building representing as well. Of the Montgomery family, first of his name. Say, what's going on, Dre? He said, you're right about the processed food in America. It's garbage. Garbage. Like I said, America, we're great with recipes. Why? Because our food isn't great. We got to cover that taste up and the poisons and somehow. So America, we're great when it comes to recipes. No, we got some heck of recipes, but there's a reason why we're that good. He said Buffalo got all 6 more months of L's after watching that video the other day. Yeah. Brought it back to Buffalo. GJ says this. Shout out to you, GJ. He says, how you make glass and friends while you travel abroad? How do you make glass and friends? The glass part is, but the friends part is, you do the same thing that you were doing in the States. If you're a gym person, go to the gym. Don't give up your gym memberships because you're in another country. If you're a person like I used to do, I used to run obstacle course races in Tampa a lot. They had you run in the woods and swing across ropes and all. I used to love doing those, man. I would do one like every 3, 4, 5 months. I'm the biggest, the tallest dudes. I'm running through swamp water and everything. And I had a ball and I met so many people. The Tampa football team, the Bucks used to have their annual fundraiser walk. You know how many women I met when I was just walking? Just walking. I remember I told this one white girl, I said, don't you slow down. She said, why? I said, because looking at your behind, I said, that's why I'm moving the way that I'm moving. And she started laughing. Man, we hung out after that. We had a great time. She introduced me to a friend who was finer than her. Yeah, the same thing. Just be you. Your salsa classes, take salsa lessons, take cooking classes, take the painting classes. Do something that brings people that are like-minded together. You have investment classes here in Colombia. You got investors in Brazil. You got gamers around. I don't know why Americans think that we're the only country, or Asia is the only place in the world that's got gamers. Gaming is a global phenomenon. So you got gaming events. You got Comic-Con down here in Bogota every year. If you're a car enthusiast, dude, you got car clubs. Take it from me. You got car clubs you can join if you're into cars. If anything, the biggest barrier for most of us is not getting along or meeting people. The biggest barrier for many of us is just the language. Once you get past the language part, your networking skills kick in. So for me, in most countries that I would go to, I would try to find like-minded people that are doing the exact same things that I'm doing. If you're into podcasting, find podcasters. Meetup.com is global. I'm going to say this again. I'm giving you a tip. Meetup.com is global. That means if you Google a country, 9 times out of 10, a lot of what you're interested in the States is also in that country. We got meetup.com down here too. The same one that's in the States. So if you want to meet crypto investors in another country, they're there. The key part is taking advantage of the opportunity to network. Aiken is in the building. Shout out to you, Aiken. Appreciate you being here, brother. My brother Jay in the building says this. He said, love the content, fellow Michiganer. Appreciate you, brother. Fellow Michiganer. Go blue, go green. He said, I wanted to know, Are you going to finish part 2 of the overseas government contract jobs? That is actually in the Patreon. Now we're going to be doing a part 2 as far as bringing everybody back and discussing it again. Yes. But over on the Patreon is the actual video for the government contracts. If I'm not mistaken, did I post that yet? I may not have posted it yet. Nope, I didn't post it yet. Let me go down. Nope, I didn't post it yet. So I'm gonna have to post that one next. The government contract video. I got it all set up too. Okay. No Limit says this. Thank you very much for letting me know about that, Jay. I'm gonna make sure I do that. Write that down. All right. No Limit says this. He said about to do some recon in Tokyo and Philippines. Got to do that recon. That's a must do for my 31st birthday. Shout out to you, man. Happy birthday, happy birthday. He said, you're right. He said, you're right. Time and leisure, the new wealth. It is. It is, bruh. It is. When you get a chance to live in other countries and you're like, it don't take all that, and you have more time for yourself, you kind of like, man, okay, I got. Let's put it like this. I can't live in America again because I'm spoiled. There, you heard me. I'm spoiled. I'm used to healthy foods. I'm spoiled. I'm used to good water. Shout out to Flint. I'm spoiled. I'm used to being around gorgeous women and cool people and friendly people that get along. Sorry, I'm spoiled. I'm used to being able to be in a country where I can afford stuff that's really nice. Sorry, I'm spoiled. I'm used to being able to travel to that side of the country and this side of the country for less than an hour or two for under $150 round trip. Sorry, I'm spoiled. You can't even go from one side of your own state to the other side of your state on $150. I'm spoiled. Call me American, call me immigrant, but call me spoiled too. I'm sorry. I cannot go back to a country where it's super noisy. America is noisy. Boom, 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 riding down the street. It's noisy. People talk super loud. White people talk loud. Black people talk loud. Latin people talk loud. Everybody, Americans are loud as hell. I'm spoiled. I ain't used to that no more. I'm used to more with women with femininity. I am not used to going to a grocery store where women are wearing flip-flops, fuzzy slippers, grocery stores. I mean, in pajamas. I'm spoiled. I am no longer used to women with attitudes and big mouths when I pull up in the driveway to take an order. I'm sorry. I'm used to women dressing nice, even when they're in the grocery store and they just got on jeans and a nice blouse or a dress. They may not have the flyest brand new Air Forces every time they come out, but the ladies take care of their shoes and smell good and look good. I'm spoiled because I'm talking about average South American women. You are not going to see most South American women, maybe in a black neighborhood sometime, but most of the time you are not going to see the average African American woman or average South American woman with a bonnet on in public, unless it's some hood chick on some hood-ish. I'm spoiled. I ain't gonna even lie to you. I'm fish out of water. I'm like, oh. I walked into Walmart when we were in Houston for the Black Manosphere Conclave last year. Shout out to the Black Manosphere Conclave. We're going to start advertising for that soon. It's going to be in September in Houston. I mean, in Miami this year. In Miami in September. Get your proceeds together, gentlemen. And we walked up in the Walmart. It was me and it was me and Uriah. And Uriah is often here in the live stream. And it was Richie Mack, me, Richie Mack, and we in Houston, right? And Uriah. And we in Walmart. And I'm looking like, oh, you should have saw my face. Bougie. What is that? Why are they dressed like that? Why are they smelling? What is this place? Well, and it was just a regular everyday Walmart. It wasn't like a Walmart in the bad neighborhood. It was just a regular decent Walmart. And I'm like, oh, don't touch me. You got those American cooties. And I never thought I was gonna be for real, true story. I never thought I was gonna be like that, but I'm spoiled, man. I can't live in the United States. I'll be walking around the United States with my mouth poked out and mad every day. What's wrong, Drake? Nothing, dog. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. What's up, bro? Man, I'm back in this month. Man, dog, I ain't in no mood to be talking. And turn that damn music down. For real. He said, let them be mad. He said, they never liked us, like to give us attention. Yep, that's true. That is so true. Silence equals success. Yeah, sometimes you just got to go after your goals and don't tell you could talk to one or two people, but to tell everybody, man, everybody gonna understand this growth. Let me get to the videos. I mean, y'all in the comment section like crazy. You say, Andre, when you talk with your family about moving to Colombia years ago, were they supportive or did you receive backlash? Actually, because I had already moved, that's a good question. Because I had already relocated to Tampa from Detroit and Chicago, I was Midwest, Detroit, Chicago, Cleveland, right? Indianapolis. Because when I moved to Florida, I was so out of everyday, touch outside of phone calls. Me and my Uncle Jeffrey, when we were in Florida, it was easier for our transition because it was just me and my uncle. Ghostface when y'all see Jeffrey on here. That's why Jeffrey is always down here, because he's like, shoot, where Dre go, I'm gonna go hang out too. Because once my grandma passed, which is his mom, we out. We out by Midwest. We out. I can keep that cold. So we moved down to Florida almost 20 years ago. Almost 15 years ago. I think it was 2011 when we came down. So it was easier. But for those that do have family that you're really close to, you're not going to necessarily just get backlash. You're going to get people that just don't understand. Because you got to realize something. And me and Jeffrey talked about this. You might be the first or second in your family to leave the country. Other than somebody that's in the military in your family, ain't nobody in your family actually went to the post office, got a passport, and traveling the way that you do. You all up in DR, you done got your ass in Thailand, you done went down to Brazil. Ain't nobody in your family doing no trip to Brazil. You all in Poland some damn way, you all in France, you done came down here to Colombia. You ain't got one family member out of 4 generations that has traveled and got as many passport stamps as you have. I don't, and many of you guys don't in your families either. Thus, many of our families don't understand why we do, where we go, how is it, what was the experience. They can kind of look at our photos and the pictures, but they still really don't get it. Think about it. We're programmed in the plantation. Before we go into the videos, I remember, and I mentioned this in the past, I remember when Ace Live, he only had he had 1,000 subscribers at that time period. He interviewed a brother Let's Learn Spanish, my man Domain. Domain's down here now. He was one of the original brothers that was here in Cali, Colombia before I even got here. It was only like 5 or 6 brothers from the States. And he was one of them. And I'll never forget this. Domain was being interviewed by Ace. Ace was in Medellin. And Ace said, well, how much is your place there? Your apartment? And he said, well, I got a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom. He said, well, all my utilities, I pay about $275 a month. And Ace said, oh, you must live in a bad neighborhood. He said, no, I live in a really nice neighborhood. He said, I only pay $275 a month. He said, wait a minute, you stay in a furnished apartment, all utilities included. He said, yeah, I got apartment. He said, I got a bedroom and a bathroom right here and a bedroom and a bathroom right there. My American, I'll never forget this. And I've said this in the past and I'll keep telling this story. My American brain locked. I had never, ever in my life heard of somebody living in a nice area on the planet with a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, all utilities, furnished for $275. My brain was, I was like, wait a minute, wait. And I'll never forget the feeling of not being able to mentally grasp what this brother was saying. I was like, Ace, it must be a catch to it, or it must be something to it. It must not be real. Now, fast forward, let me turn some of this light down. Now, fast forward, now I'm living the life with a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, great area in the suburbs, swimming pool downstairs, all utilities, cable and all that included, parking garage downstairs, and we got parking upstairs. So we got 2 parking areas. And put in our medical insurance in that, and also put in, not put the medical insurance, but you can put the medical insurance in there as well for both Andre and I. And you're looking at like $900 to $1,000 a month for our medical insurance, all utilities, cable, Wi-Fi, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment with a whole wall collapse in the living room to where we got all this sunlight coming in. We're on the 6th floor. Dude, now I get it. But when I go on people's live streams and I talk about it, it will amaze you. Maybe it's this light that I don't need. Maybe that's too bright. Yeah, that was too bright. Maybe I'll bring this one back up. No, that's not it either. So let me bring this one back up. Okay. Now, when I go on other live streams and I talk about how much we pay, I see people in the comments and I hear them and they brain lock up like mine did. Like, wait, what? What? No, he must live in the jungle of Colombia then. He must live in a bad neighborhood. That can't be right. That's how my brain was with Domain. I just ran across Domain the other day too. I couldn't believe this brother said $275 a month. They will never tell you that in the States. And I'm sitting while he's being interviewed, I'm sitting in my $1,800 a month 1-bedroom apartment in the suburbs of Tampa. That doesn't include utilities. I'll never forget that, man. I was like, I'm looking at Domain like, what did he just say? Neil says this. Here's a fun fact, Andre. He said, Many right now don't know we have 6G. That's true. I've been reading about 6G over the last couple of weeks. Yes, sir. That can read your mind. Yes, it can. 6G. Guys, you think 5G is crazy? Do some homework. Like my man Neil said, do some homework on 6G. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Your phone will be able to literally read your mind. You think it can read your mind now. You're like, man, I wanted some ice cream. And all of a sudden, 31 flavors just popped up. How did it do that? You think it can read your mind now? Wait till that 6G come out. He is 100% correct. Shout out to you, brother. He said, that's right. He said, I'm looking for friends, not women. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out to my man, Black Lux in the building. He said, not surprised, Neil Moses. He said about 6G and mind reading. Yep. Do your homework on it, man. He's right. That 6G is no joke. Shout out to my man, poor man in the building.
You better back the fuck up out my face, goddammit. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Don't play with me.
All right. See you later on the replay. Shout out to my man Chalupe in the building as well. Being here. Sorry I'm late, he said, but just left salsa and bachata classes. I ain't mad at you, brother. I ain't mad at you. Yes, sir. Shout out to man Cam B in the building representing. Shout out to you being here. Just shoot me an email. Shoot me an email. If you want to join the WhatsApp group, shoot me an email, gentlemen, with your WhatsApp phone number. Here is my email. Let me present it. I got a couple WhatsApp groups to put you guys in. So I got a couple of them, at least 3 or 4 to put you guys in. But definitely shoot me an email, gentlemen. If you want to be a part of the WhatsApp groups, just shoot me your phone number and I'll get you in the groups. Very simple. Bada bing, bada boom. And if you're part of the Patreon, dudes, if you're part of the Patreon and you're on the $15 up tier, reach out to me with an email so I can schedule your free 30-minute consultation, gentlemen. Make sure you do that. And if you're part of the Patreon and you are not part of the groups yet, the WhatsApp groups, send me an email so I can get you into the WhatsApp groups, gentlemen. A lot of you guys are part of the Patreon, but you're not part of the WhatsApp groups. I want you to be in both. There we go. All right. There we go. Let's drop that down. Come back here. Shout out to my boy Shot Towns. Them Shot Town boys. Listen to what I got them for them Chicago boys.
And you say Shot City. Shot City. Shot City. I'm coming home again.
0 milligram said, he said, keep on talking that Cali sweet talk, Andre. Shout out to you, brother. My dude. That's my dude. Let's get ready for the video, gentlemen.
I think certain third world country people should move to America if you're someone who's interested in having success, having equal opportunity. Why I love America is everyone has equal opportunity here. Like you can go from nothing to being like a really successful business owner. I mean, you can do that anywhere, but no other country rewards you more than America. So when people...
Before he goes any further, that's what we're starting off with. We're going to start off talking about the benefits of living in the United States. You have the choice. We're going to talk about all the great things that are wonderful about our country, tis of thee.
Ask me like, hey, what's your favorite place out of all the places you've lived in? It's America. It's free. The American dream. It's attainable for everyone.
If America is so bad that some people sell it as being so bad, why do people keep coming here? What is so like, okay, when we were in Iran, we had options. People were going into Spain. Some were going to Australia. Some were going to this. Only because they couldn't make it to America. But everybody's number one on the list was to come to America. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like they wanted to go anywhere else. Again, going back, that is my biggest argument, where if America is so bad, if capitalism is so bad and abusive, why do so many people who are actually leaving an abusive environment are willing to come to a place that offers capitalism? If socialism or social democracy is so amazing, why?
This is the mistake that he's making. But I'm not saying that he's saying is wrong. What he's saying is wrong. I'm saying that he actually thinks that you can only acquire American capitalism while in America. Us passport bros and passport sisters are proving that you can live because you got a laptop and a computer, that you can live in other countries and capitalize on the American dollar just as much as you did if you were geographically located in the States. That's where the proof is in the pudding. Of course, capitalism is great. But having a great economy, having a great Congress and as far as the House and the Senate. But the great part about it is now realizing that you don't have to be in a country where medical is expensive. Food is unhealthy. Everybody's strapped with a strap. Everybody's strapped with a strap. I did a consultation with the American a few days ago. You know what he said? The only thing that he missed about America was being strapped. He was so used to walking around with artillery that when he moved to all these other countries, he's still uncomfortable. Not because of dangers, but because as an American, we're so used to having artillery on our side that he's not even used to being in an atmosphere where he doesn't even have to have artillery on his side. When I was in the States, I had to stay strapped. Here in Colombia, I haven't come close to a moment where I had to be strapped, where I wish I was strapped. I haven't come close to none. Why? I don't even go into them neighborhoods. So-and-so got to do. When I find out about some Colombian dude got deleted or it was a shootout, man, I find out like on TikTok or Instagram reels, news reels. I don't see that stuff, dude. I have yet to see, I've seen one crime that happened, and it was right across the street from our building in 5 years, our other building, an apartment that we're in for 5 years. Somebody tried to break into somebody's house. That was the only crime I ever saw since I've been here in Colombia. I ain't seen nobody like in the States when people just run up in a grocery store or in a clothing store or jewelry store, steal everything and then run out. All of them just like roaches or just thieves in the night. I've never seen that. I see that in the United States, but I never seen girl fight. I've seen girl disagreements, but I haven't seen girl fight. Now, you can see girl fight if you go in the hood, but I don't go in the hood. Bro, I didn't go in the hood in the States. Once I got out the hood, you can have my hood card. I remember Ice-T in one of his songs said, you get your hood card revoked. My hood card don't get revoked. I gave it back. You can have it. I only go to the hood to volunteer, help kids, help the community, blah, 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 help black folk. I do that for the hood. But hang out in the hood, like dominoes, spades, playing cards and Uno in the, drinking in the. Bro, I ain't been in the hood in so long, man. They can tell. They're like, wait a minute, he got cologne on. He don't smell like he from here. So when you hear this gentleman speak, there's nothing wrong with capitalism. We love it. We've just learned to capitalize on capitalism in other countries. You see what I'm saying? We've learned to take that US dollar, make it, capitalize on it, market, make our money, but we can do it from Bali. We can do it from the Philippines. We can do it from Colombia. We can do it from Brazil or Peru. From Panama, we can be capitalists. We don't have to geographically be in the States to do it. And that's what he's not telling. He say, I go to a mall with multimillionaires, and I'm the one they think is innocent. Correct. Shout out to you, brother. He said it's funny when you're in all these foreign countries, they assume that you're the one with all the money. Black or white, as long as you say that you're American, they will assume that. Because of capitalism. Let's go back to the video.
Why don't people go to those countries first before they come here?
We moved to the US from Russia in 2016, and here are a few reasons why. If you're American, watch this video up to the very end to start appreciating your country even more. First of all, America is Disneyland for everyone who wants to grow professionally. You can find a perfect place depending on whatever you want to do. Hollywood, if you want to do media, Silicon Valley, if you want to become an entrepreneur, and you're welcome everywhere. We live in California and we love the climate. I come from a place where it snows 6 months a year, so I really appreciate the sunshine. A lot of people talk about how bad food in the US is. Actually, food on farmers markets in California is one of the best I've ever tried. This year, I'm celebrating my 3rd anniversary since getting my green card, which means I could also apply for a passport, which I did, so hopefully soon I will become an American citizen. Subscribe for more.
This is why I'm glad you're now living in Scottsdale and not in Toronto.
Hey, well, it's no wonder. Do you know that Canadians are now poorer per capita with regard to GDP than people who live in Mississippi? Canada is...
Damn. Woo, did y'all hear that? Let me bring that beat back. Mississippians, you're looking bad. I mean, Canadians, y'all broke per capita? Y'all broker than Mississippi? Let's bring that beat back.
I could also apply for a passport, which I did, so hopefully soon I will become an American citizen. Subscribe for more.
This is why I'm glad you're now living in Scottsdale and not in Toronto.
Hey, well, it's no wonder. Do you know that Canadians are now poorer per capita with regard to GDP than people who live in Mississippi? Canada is poorer. The richest province in Canada is poorer than the poorest state in the United States. And that's all happened since Trudeau, all of it. Canada was basically at parity a decade ago, and the Americans are basically 40% ahead. You know, and you can see why, because what happens is that as soon as you're successful anywhere in the world, if you have any sense, you move to the United States, because everything is way easier here, and you don't get hassled as much.
Why would you leave the UK to go live in America? I get asked daily. Guys, have you seen this weather? I'm currently popping 2 Adderalls in the UK to get my dopamine through the sky. I need something to cheer me up because this weather is making me so depressed.
Oh, it's so cold. I was on a beach 48 hours ago and now I'm in a coat.
Before leaving the UK, I had no idea how much weather could mentally impact you. All I'd ever known was grey skies and rain. And look, I love a cold wintry day, okay? A cozy day when it's raining outside like once a year. But you can't beat waking up to the sun. It makes me so happy. This was the weather at 3:30. I didn't know what to do with myself all day childless, so I got a coffee, popped into my mum's friend shop, and then decided to get a haircut. I am truly making the most of my free time before my daughter comes on Monday. I love being back in the UK because my mum, me, my nan, my sister, we all have a little gossip and a catch up, which is something I don't get in America. That is the downside of moving abroad. Obviously, you don't have your family to share it with. Did I go too short? I'm honestly not too sure. Maybe I did.
So I moved to Mexico for 3 months and it ended very short because I ran out of money. I moved with $20,000 that I saved up, and I told myself when I get to 10K, it's time to go back home, because if you ain't making no money and you down to 10K, go back to America.
Yeah, I did.
We'll go back to the beginning.
So I moved to Mexico for 3 months and it ended very...
Did y'all catch that? She moved to Mexico. Inexpensive, easy to live in Mexico. And she went through $10,000 in 3 months while living in Mexico. She said she had 20. That's why I brought it back. I want to hear how long she was there. So okay, here we go. Y'all ready? We're going to watch this in a second. This is why you continue to hear me say there's a vacation you and there's a relocation you. Never let those two meet. Never let the relocation you meet the vacation you. Vacation you can splurge, you can stay at the best of the best. You ain't got to go to the farmer's market, you ain't got to go to the grocery store, you ain't got to cook. That's the vacation you. You spending money at the clubs every other weekend, you partying. Hey ho, that's vacation you. Vacation you. Relocation you, come back to that country, now you're doing recon. You're trying to see what city you want to live in, what side of the city you want to live in. Do you want to rent an Airbnb first? Then you get you an apartment, an unfurnished apartment. You find out where all the grocery stores are. You find out where all the gyms are. You start to get your routine. That's the relocation you. The mistake that she made, and a lot of people make it, why they have to go back to the States because of money, because you treat the relocation you like the vacation you. You want to still do pay for play as the relocation you. Nothing wrong with that. But you got to realize you got to put that in what's called a budget now. See, when you on vacation, that was part of just, hey, I got $5,000 put to the side for pay for play anyway. Let's party. That's vacation you. Relocation you may not be able to do as much pay for playing as you normally would. Why? You ain't got the time. You trying to get established in a new country. You ain't out there like vacation you that only have 5 days in the city. I'm gonna run through 10 of them. Never, ever. I'm telling you, I'm giving you guys one of my number one secrets that will allow you to have a peaceful transition into your new country. The vacation you and the relocation you are not the same people. Stop trying to act like it. All the stuff that you do on your vacation, you will not be doing that on your relocation, at least that first year. Now, will you once you get established after that first year, you be doing this and going having rooftop parties and all that? Yes. But if you think you're gonna blow money as the relocation you, like you did as the vacation you going back home to the States like this little woman. Yeah, when the book come out, you guys gonna hear me talk about this a lot. You guys gonna hear me talk about this a lot. Yeah, it's 6:13 here, North Toronto. The wind chill factor, negative 16. It just hurt my heart. That's cold. Wind chill factor of negative 31. He said, man, I'm playing for the Philippines in 4 months tops. God willing. Man, goodness gracious. Yes, sir. I'm going to keep you in my prayers, brother. God willing. Goodness gracious. Yes, guys, want to count down my book, Anywhere is Possible. Anywhere is Possible will be released at the end of the month, beginning of next month. I'm excited. We got so much information for you guys in there, man. He's talking about people that are struggling in their home countries, though. Yeah, yes, that's what Dr. Peterson was talking about. The folks doing okay aren't trying to leave. If I get more people to understand that, Black Lex, the Colombians that are doing okay, they ain't left Colombia. The Venezuelans that are doing okay in Venezuela, they ain't left. The Brazilians that's making decent money, they got a business that was been passed down from generation, they ain't going nowhere. 41% of the world wants to move to America. That's a lot of people that's doing that. At times are tight. I can agree with that. Ask people that's doing good, do they want to leave and go to the United States? Ask a doctor who doesn't own any student loans. He owns a home here and he owns a home in Italy. He's either living the single life or married with his kids, and his kids are in private school. Ask that doctor, does he want to give all that up and take his happy tail to the United States and hope he can get in on a practice at somebody's clinic and start from scratch and buy a piece of property at least that's $420,000, because the average house in the United States is $420,000. Ask that doctor, do we want to leave that? Ask the woman that's a actress in her country, and she's doing very well for herself. Oh, she'll do a Sofia Vergara, and she'll make her money in the United States and get her U.S. citizenship and all that, but her heart will always be in her own country. A lot of people ain't trying to live in the States. I don't know why we're trying to sell that narrative that everybody want to come. No, everybody doesn't. I know plenty of Colombians that could be walking that trail when Biden was president, could have been walking that damn actually, man, they've already that goes to show you how much I don't look at politics. It's the 8th. Trump is president right now, 6-6. I have not even looked at the inauguration or none of that. Okay. Now I'm gonna have to pull stuff up later on. What's my point? There are people in Peru, they happy. We're gonna go back to the video in a second with the young lady that spent $10,000 in 2 months. I'm gonna share this story. I've shared it before. There once was a businessman that went to a foreign country and he saw a fisherman going out gathering fish with his nets and coming back to shore and sharing some fish with his friends. He knows the fisherman was, once he came to shore, they cooked fish and just enjoyed the day, playing music at night. And he was a good fisherman. So the businessman who was a guest, he said, how come you don't have another boat? He said, why should I have another boat? So you can catch more fish. He said, why would I want to catch more fish? He said, so you can have you like a store or fish market. Why would I want another fish market? So you can probably franchise and have businesses around the world selling fish. Why would I want to sell fish around the world? So you can make enough money to retire. He said, why would I want to make enough money to retire? So you can spend the rest of your days fishing and playing music with your friends. I already spend my days fishing, sharing my fish, and playing music with my friends. Only we in the Western world think capitalism is the only route to happiness. If we think if you ain't balling and bust your butt to get a Lamborghini, there is no way in the world you could be happy. And yet there are so many people with Lamborghinis and Ferraris driving them things right off the side of a bridge because they're unhappy. Let's get back to the video. Remember this young lady, she done burned through $10,000 in 3 months.
Short because I ran out of money. I moved with $20,000 that I saved up, and I told myself when I get to 10K, it's time to go back home. Because if you ain't making no money and you down to 10K, go back to America, get you a place again, because that's enough money to get you, set up in a new spot and you not be like struggling. So I go to Mexico. I drove to a whole bunch of different cities and states.
So she didn't know where she wanted to live. She just took $20,000. She did no recon. She spent the money like she was on vacation mode, and she didn't know where she was going. Poor baby.
to see where I wanted to live. But initially I was going to Mexico City. I ended up going down to Oaxaca too though. The Airbnbs and the tolls on those highways was eating my money the fuck up. Plus I was eating out every day, so that was too. But the real reason my money was getting eaten up so bad is because there was no income coming in. When I went out there, I said, you know what, I'm gonna do content. I'm gonna do it.
Sound like she got a baby. And now she's saying, I want to do content.
Every single day, it's gonna go so good because I'm gonna be posting all this content in Mexico. Like, how could it not do good? And I still do wholeheartedly believe that it would have did good. But why was I slacking so fucking bad when I went out there? I was not posting. I had a whole big ass list of content ideas for Mexico. I barely did any of them. So after 3 months, 10K is what I was left with after only 3 fucking months. I loved Mexico so bad. Like, the people are so nice. The food is so good. The weather was good. Like, my son and my dog, like, it just felt like everybody was family. Leaving was not part of the plan. I never wanted to leave, but I had to because I didn't want to end up homeless. Coming back to America, getting me a place in my hometown at that, where I was already living before I went to Mexico, making me just restart. It really, like, I just be looking back like, wow, you stupid bitch. And in the moment, I didn't think I was a stupid bitch because I'm like, no, like, this is really what I want to do so bad. Like, this is going to be great. Like, I know. But the way that I did things was so fucking wrong. So when I be saying, like, oh, I'm so dumb and I made dumb decisions, I'm not saying moving to Mexico was a dumb decision. I'm saying how I did it was dumb. Because, bitch, why didn't you have no money coming in first? Like, that was really stupid as fuck. So now I'm back in my hometown again, starting over again. And it just really irritates me just to think, like, bitch, you could have had it all. And now you got to start over again. But I am a strong believer that everything happens for a reason. So I try not to be hard on myself, especially because I can't get it back. So it's like, you can't go back in time. So why even regret it? But I just know that this come up is going to be so good. Like, really starting from the bottom again. And I just feel like this is going to be the best one. Especially because everything I do, I always learn from it. Every single time. So I know now, like, stop being so fucking retarded and impulsive. Because I am so impulsive. Like, I think of something, I'm doing it.
You think she's impulsive?
And I had to start thinking twice. But one thing I do know is I'm so sure that it was a minor setback for a major comeback, or whatever that saying is.
126,000 Canadians moved to the U.S. in 2022 alone, a 70% increase in the last decade. There are Facebook groups, some as big as 55,000 each, that are finding ways and sharing tips on how to move out of Canada. If things are so great, why are a record number of Canadians moving to the United States then?
While we're talking about the United States, let's just take a moment to reflect what women in that country are going through. A lack of access to reproductive choice, Mr. Speaker. I read an article in the New York Times yesterday, Mr. Speaker, about the number of women that are dying because they can't access abortion care in their states, Mr. Speaker. That's the kind of future that these Conservatives want for Canadian women, and we'll fight for their freedom.
A bad life in America is like pretty much better than like a great life in most other countries.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like, obviously I think that could be hard to understand, because it's like, yo, I want you guys to ponder on that. We're gonna bring back what he said. He said a bad life in America is better than a good life in most countries. I call bullshit. Bad life in America, let's say you got food stamps, you're on welfare, you got Section 8, all that stuff, so forth and so forth. That's for women. Men, y'all know y'all ain't getting no food stamps right out. You might get some. You dang sure ain't getting no welfare. And you can forget about getting Section 8 as a man, if that still exists. You got to get out there and get it in the mud and get you a new job
immediately, you may have your unemployment, but immediately you got to get you a new job. Whereas he said good life in other countries. Bruh, there are Brazilians that are paid. There are multi-millionaire Colombians. There are people there are multi-millionaires or 100,000aires in Spain. There are people that are doing really good with their business ventures in the Philippines. So you telling me the good life that these people have in their home country, no matter how much money they make and all these businesses that they own, it just can't compare to the hard time and the harshness that a redneck in the hills of Kentucky or some broke dude and his kids in Chicago are having. You trying to tell me that? You trying to tell me owning 3 businesses in Colombia can't compete to the harshness of standing in unemployment lines in the United States and filling out that application on the computer and everything so you get your unemployment benefits. We say stuff and we compare. You know what Americans have a bad habit of doing? Before we go back to the video, I noticed this. We have a bad habit of comparing ourselves to the worst of the worst in most societies. We compare ourselves to those people that's crossing the borders, but we rarely compare ourselves to the people that are just as successful as we are in our home countries. We never compare ourselves to the doctors, the lawyers, the attorneys, the business people in their own countries. We always compare ourselves to regular people that are employed, or people in the hood, or people that are just impoverished in their third world country or fourth world country. We got a bad habit of that. We never compare ourselves to successful people, even if they're in problematic countries. You ever notice that? And it makes us feel good. Why? Because that everybody wants to come across the border. No, the poorest of the poorest wants to cross the border. If everybody wanted to cross the border, Mexico would be empty. Okay. If Mexico was doing so bad, how come in 2024, Mexico is the #1 exporter into the United States, not China? In other words, y'all send so much money to Mexico, while Trump looking at China, Mexico done took over that export. You could look that one up. You can look that one up. China is not the #1 exporter anymore into the United States. It's Mexico. They balling on the back of your dollar. If it was so hard, how come Mexico is not empty? They're right there. It's not Honduras. It's not El Salvador. It's not Colombia. It's not Venezuela. It's Mexico. If anybody could walk across the border and just stay there, it's Mexico. What Mexicans come over to America? Broke Mexicans. What about in Honduras? Broke individuals from Honduras, broke El Salvadorians, broke people from Belize, broke people from Colombia, broke people from Cairo, Egypt, broke people from Cairo, Egypt, all the way down to what country? The Congo. It's broke people trying to get into the United States. And we compare ourselves to broke people. Everybody wants to come here. No, everybody that's broke wants to come to America. People that got their money up, they ain't going nowhere. Do you see the ladies, the weather women on the news? Do you watch the news in other countries and then the weather woman is not there anymore? She's still there, isn't she? You can watch the news for 10 years and that same weather woman will be there. You know why? She ain't going nowhere. I got doctors I deal with. I've been with them same doctors for the longest. You know why? Because them doctors ain't going nowhere. They ain't broke. Can we be honest as Americans? Only broke people try to come to our country. Now, there's a few people that come there like, you know, I'm Shakira, and then I'm going to go, I live in Spain, but I'm going to go to America, make a few albums, but I really live in Spain. You got people that come to America on the business ventures or come to America, go to school, things like that. I got you. But we're talking about these masses that are coming in. And mostly of these masses that are coming in are the broke of the broke. Ain't nobody driving into the United States. They trying to cross rivers and jungles. Yeah, I keep on lying to yourself. I got this on Amazon. I ordered this tie from Amazon, my brethren. Yep, I ordered this tie on Amazon. Let's go back to the video. Shout out to my man Iman in the building of the Period family. Let me get some shout outs to you guys while I'm running off at the mouth. Shout out to you guys that have joined the Patreon today. Appreciate you, gentlemen. Appreciate you, my man Tevin Brown, with the $10 Cash App. Appreciate you, brothers. Really appreciate you, brothers, joining the Patreon. Let me drop that Patreon link one more time for those that want to support the channel, as well as take advantage of information. Let's go back to the video.
Can't access abortion care in their states, Mr. Speaker. That's the kind of future that these conservatives want for Canadian women, and we'll fight for their freedom.
A bad life in America is like pretty much better than like a great life in most other countries.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like, obviously I think that could be hard to understand, because it's like, yo, I have a cousin who was like a year older than me, right? And last time I went to Brazil, I seen him, and dude, I'm 33 and he's like 34, 35. He looks like he's 48.
Mm-hmm.
And he just had like a rough life. You know what I mean?
This dude said he's 33 and he want to talk about his cousin. This dude look way older than 33. This dude said he's 33. As we can see, he's a little overweight. He's being interviewed by another American that looks like he's overweight. That's the average size of an American, overweight. Let's be honest. He wants to talk about his relative, that one cousin or uncle in Brazil that's having a hard time. Did I not say Americans love to compare themselves to broke people?
I mean, like, he just made bad decisions and like joined a gang. Like, he got like he has like fingers chopped off type of shit. Like,
bro, just not to cut you off, right? I don't know what's been going on with my Twitter lately, but there's been a bunch of like gruesome shit on Twitter lately. But a couple of things have been coming from Brazil. Like,
yo, people
like getting shot in the hand for like stealing and
I mean, yo, Brazil can definitely be like a violent
3 reasons why I moved from Germany to America long term. Number 1, the weather is so much better here. It's currently 30 degrees, and in December I would freeze my butt off. And here I can wear a skirt and I can go to the beach. It's amazing. Number 2, the people are so much friendlier. Compared to Germany, people are cold, especially to strangers. It's a very different culture. It's a lot more difficult to make friends, especially when you're not in college anymore. And here, like, you can go to the supermarket and end up at a barbecue like event the same day. I love it. Number 3, job opportunities. It's a lot better in America, especially when you work in marketing and social media like I do. It's a lot easier to network and get good clients, especially for me as a social media marketing agency owner. And the best part is you don't even need to have a degree in the specific industry if you want to have a job. They will teach you, they will show you. In Germany, you need to have a degree, and it's really difficult to switch jobs, to switch industries. In America, it's more about just, do you have experience or are you like a quick learner? It's more about soft skills. And I absolutely love that.
Why everybody wants to move to America? What is it Americans have and other people only dream of? What normal daily things in America are impossible in most countries that I visited? I bet most of Americans do not even realize that they're blessed. Reason number one, elderly care. It is very sad, but unfortunately in Russia, there is almost no elderly care in the whole country. The amount of money the government pays them as a retirement money is ridiculously low. And those are the people who worked 20, 30 years and they got miserable retirement, unfortunately.
She said elderly care. That in Russia, older people don't have enough money to live off of. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. She said that the elderly care. It's better in America. That's what she said. This is America, gentlemen. %80 of older adults can't afford to age in place. %80. Many older Americans end up developing certain health complications. 70% of those 65 and older have some kind of health issues that requires dedicated long-term care. We can go back and find others. This is CNN. Older Americans worry they can't even afford their own health care. June 18th, 2024. July 2022. Let's go back a little further. The cost of aging index shows many seniors can't afford basic necessities. This was in 2022. So we already know how bad it is now. Each month, Seeley, a retired teacher in the United States, gets $925 from Social Security and a $287 disbursement from an individual retirement account. To make ends meet, she takes out a reverse mortgage on her Portland, Maine home that yields $400 monthly. This woman is living off of, in the United States, $19,300 a year because she's able to reverse her mortgage, get a little money from her retirement and her Social Security. More than half of older women are living alone. 54% are in a similarly precarious financial situation, either poor according to federal poverty standards, or with incomes too low to pay for essential expenses. That's 54% of women in the United States that are retired, older ladies. For single men, the share is low, but still surprising. 45% of older men, meaning they were talking about over the age of 65, 45% of men can't even afford to live in the United States over the age of 65. Your daddy, my daddies, your uncles, my uncles, and aunties. But this woman want to tell you, oh, it's just so wonderful for older people in the United States. That's why I keep trying to tell y'all, do your dang homework. Stop letting people just tell you. I'm about to drop this article. Oh, y'all know me. I love giving a good old-fashioned receipts. Let me go back to the other article, the 2024. I don't want somebody to sit back and say, well, that other article was old. Let's go back to 2024 one. Here we go. Can't even afford meals or medicine. You got to choose between, if you're an older person, you got to choose between gas and groceries. You got so many older people now living in their cars. Let's go back. Let me drop this article as well. You got so many elder people with that money. That woman brings home a little over $19,000 a month that we just saw. I mean, $19,000 a year. She could live good in Mexico. And a lot of seniors are moving to Mexico right now and living in senior facilities in Mexico. And because Latin people have a care for family and how they treat the elderly, that type of love and treatment is being given to seniors while they're in assisted living neighborhoods in Mexico. If you want to look up and study something, look up the elderly that are relocating outside the United States to Mexico. It will amaze you how many older people are taking their Social Security checks and saying, damn this, I'm out. I can drive back or take a flight back if I want to visit the kids. It's only Mexico. I can visit the kids during the holidays and I can fly my tail right back. She's trying to sell you this, but let me bring the video back up.
Here in the States, I see older people that are dressed nicely. They have quality clothes. They drive nice cars. They can go to the gym, to the pool. They're playing golf. They're going to the beach. And none of this is available for old people in Russia. A lot of times their lives are miserable because the country they worked for doesn't exist anymore, and the country they live right now does not guarantee anything in the future. And I guess everybody's biggest fear is to stay alone when you're old and stay miserable when nobody can help you. And America is the country that showed that it's possible to live a normal life when you're old.
Did I not show you the articles? That's why I put that article up. Because if you are a person in another country and you heard this, you crossed the Rio Grande and every other territory to get to America. Because you heard stuff like this narrative. But then when I show you the truth, now you understand, like, wait a minute, she's saying one thing, but Andre just showed us proof that older people are not living the lap of luxury.
Number two, government support. I've seen a lot of videos where Americans complain that they don't get enough government support, that police doesn't work hard enough in cases of domestic abuse. And comparing to Russia, this support that people get when they're in difficult situations and different stages of their life is incomparable to other countries, specifically Russia. For example, if you call police in Russia and you say that you have a domestic violence case and somebody is abusing you, they will only come if you're dead. And most of other times, they will not spend their time checking on you. And if you have an autistic child, that's only your problem. Nobody will support it. There is no government programs for autists in Russia. Mothers are left alone with this situation, and society does not support them as well. Nobody wants to deal with this. Nobody wants to acknowledge it. And in the United States, everybody is very understanding and tolerative. You guys just probably cannot imagine what is it like in other countries. Also, for people with disabilities, in America is literally a paradise. Because in Russia, you will not see accessible buildings, elevators, nothing. Nowhere. Almost nowhere you will see accommodations for people who are in wheelchair. Most of the times they technically cannot leave their house physically. And I'm not saying about doing something else, some sports, grocery shopping. They can't do that. And no one cares. Government does not pay much of assistance. They do have programs, they do pay something, but it's not the money they can live off. And the last one, financial security. There are thousands of possibilities in America to be financially secure and reach the wealth. It is much harder to grow your business. That's why immigrants in the United States are usually achieving very good results. They get used to work as hard as possible. They're not afraid of failure because they probably failed like 25 times already in their countries. When they come here, they don't mind to fail another 50 times before they get successful, and it doesn't scare anybody. So people have the opportunities here, and I see a lot of times that they don't use it, or they fail a couple of times and they don't continue trying to achieve their goals. Because only in the United States you can be poor one day and extremely rich next week. In most of the cases, it's not possible anywhere else. Of course, if you see your target and you want to reach it, you can reach it anywhere. Nothing will stop you. It's just so much easier in America because you have American documents. You can travel freely. The goods are getting delivered to the United States very quick, unlike other countries, so you can have your business supplies fast. Social media monetization is available for United States citizens. For example, I created this account when I was on the beach in Mexico, and for some reason, that's the reason I cannot be monetized in any way in TikTok. Just because of where my account was created. I even have a TikTok shop that is based in the United States, but I cannot attach it to my account. So my shop is just existing and nobody can see it because I cannot attach it to my account. That's a good example of why in the States opportunities are huge.
Opportunities are huge. Okay. She said opportunities are huge. The U.S. homeless population increased more than 18% in a year, this 2024, driven by high housing costs, natural disasters such as fires, and the spike in migration in large cities and government officials. The Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD, said Friday that more than 770,000 people were in shelters, temporary housing, or had no shelter at all, according to a survey carried out one night in January, just one night. (2024) December, U.S. saw drastic rise in homelessness at the start of 2024, housing agency says. And a lot of people don't know the fastest group that's growing are families that are in the elderly among the homeless in the United States. This came out 8 days ago with NPR. What's driving the rise in homelessness among seniors? This came out January 1st. You can listen to this or read it. I'm going to drop the link for you guys. Like I said, I love America, but this selling it like it's the perfect brand, come on now. And yes, it's easier to blame illegals when they don't want to look at the truth. And we already had a rise in homelessness prior to President Biden. We already had a rise in homelessness. It wasn't like we just started getting a rise in homelessness. Shout out to my man, International Quiet Storm, for giving towards the Children Cancer Foundation on Cash App. Appreciate you, brother. Let's continue on with the video. I really do appreciate you.
My uncoordinated ass wanted to come to America. 1, you only live once. There's no rules. 2, better school and football balance. I can't think of many people in England that went professional and got a degree. 3, I wanted to expand my horizons. 4, better chance of going professional. So I thought. 5, the opportunity was there. 6, freedom. And 7, women. UK girls play too much.
3 habits I picked up when I moved to America that my Italian family would definitely judge me for. The first one is iced coffee. I know for a fact my Roman ancestors are like rolling in their grave because of this one, but where I live it's 105 every day, so like give me a break. Y'all, American snacks have like toxic crack in them, which is probably why I'm so addicted to them. I'm inserting this thirst trap in here to let y'all know that I do take care of my body, but y'all, flaming hot Cheetos, like when I eat them, I'm just like, maybe I am here for a good time and not a long time. Okay, this last one I'm not proud of at all, but I unfortunately do eat in my bed. Like, I know it's really disgusting. I literally found like sauce on my sheets the other night. It was disgusting, but sometimes I'm just tired, okay? So
yeah, he said women.
If I talk so negatively about so many things in the US, so why am I in the US? You're clearly showing that you're not understanding my videos. I do not talk badly about the US. I talk badly about how many people in the US have been dogmatized into things that I believe are wrong, and I'm making them worse off. Why am I in the US? I believe that one of the reasons that leads people to depression, and this is my opinion, I'm not a psychologist or nothing, I believe is the lack of purpose, the lack of pursuing something. Now, at older age, it might be your family, but when you're young, you also want to pursue some kind of dream or do something. I believe that the US is one of the very few places that allows you to do so in the most simple way. Of course, pursuing a dream, meaning having to pursue something by yourself in the beginning and then through people, is hard anyway. However, facilitating all the rest, the bureaucratic shit and everything is really nice. Number 2, salary. I come from a country where the average income is 25 grand a year after taxes. I come here and an entry-level salary is twice as much. And don't start coming to me saying, yeah, but life is more expensive. It is if you're a moron. Life is more expensive if you're a moron in America. If you have been raised with an Italian standard, meaning you're pretty self-sufficient in terms of cooking, being healthy, moving, fixing a couple of things yourself unless it's too complicated, life is fairly cheap. And I am the living example. So are many other people around me. So I can pursue a dream, and there's definitely more reward for your work in America. Another thing is upwards mobility is much easier. There's never been an easier place to meet people and grow a network than America. In Italy, it's all about groups, it's about who you're born with, meaning who do your parents know. And getting into a new group is much harder because you need to be introduced by another person from your actual group right now to the other group. In America, you just talk to people and boom, you just met the CEO of this and the CEO of that. I mean, TikTok is the perfect example. The amount of big people I'm meeting just through a text and then FaceTiming is crazy. People are much more open to it. Probably because people here feel much more lonely, so any kind of attention in this country is also very appreciated. I mean, I see it with ladies all the fucking time. I will leave one day. I will retire in Italy because I believe that the lifestyle is much better. So are the principles.
Did I not just say that? Did I not say earlier of one of my 7 things that they never say about America, or they'll never tell you or never tell foreigners? They don't like America or Americans. They use America. and Americans. We think these people that come to our country like us. Like when we go to their country, we like them. They don't like us. They're using us. They're using our system. They're using our political structure. They're using our colleges. They're using our business ingenuity. They're using our networking. They're using our job opportunities. When they are done, I said this earlier, and they've made their money, many of them go back home. He just said it. No matter what he said, the networking, people don't talk like they do in Italy, But he said, when I'm done using America, I'm going back home. And a lot of people do that. Do not think that when people come to America, everybody likes America. Okay. All right. If America wasn't a capitalistic country and it was just a second world country, I don't even say third, let's say second world country, do you think they're going to come see y'all? They're going to visit y'all? They give a damn about a Mickey Mouse and all that? The only reason they come to America in the millions is to use us, use our system, use what we have, make all the money, send half of it back home to mama and papa, and then build them a nice home back home and leave us in the States. They don't care nothing about us. I don't know why we keep on thinking that people like us. They do not like us. They just using us.
However, young age, I believe that the United States is the best place to go if you're young. Because if you want to do shit, you will be rewarded. You will trump competition. Because the way they educate you guys here in America makes me laugh. No wonder every single immigrant I know comes here and kicks ass. Because after the high school trauma you get in Europe, you're gonna trump any kind of competition. Life is...
He never lied. Now, that way he ain't lie. Every foreigner that comes from kids that come from another country seem to whoop our kids' ass academically. They can do math and history and English on a level that we couldn't even imagine. Our kids are light years behind many countries. That one he did not lie about.
As a European here is pretty easy and very rewarding because you come from a bureaucratical nightmare of a country, having been destroyed at school or university. So you come here and you kick ass. Peace out.
I moved to the US from Algeria in 1997, and there are reasons why. If you are American, watch this video till the end to appreciate your country even more. America is still the land of freedom and opportunities for everyone to be themselves, grow professionally, and live life to its fullest. It's easy to find a perfect place for you depending on what you need. Want to be an actor or an entertainer? Go to Hollywood. The politics? Go to Washington, D.C. Stock market? Go to New York. And if you want a good education, great colleges and universities nationwide. I live in Florida now, and we simply love it, especially the weather. Although I'm from the Mediterranean, sunshine year-round, I lived 20 years in the Midwest. I've been an American citizen for a very long time, so if you have any questions about the process or you need some help getting you there, comment below. Don't forget to subscribe for more.
My reasons behind choosing the United States as a place to live: people do not really care about you. And this gives you so much freedom, this internal freedom that you can do whatever you want because nobody's going to judge. One of the key factors I've chosen California, and that's because of climate. Companies' valuations. I know this is very specific for the Silicon Valley, but this is one of the reasons why my partners and I decided to start a company in the Silicon Valley. You can raise money for your company, you can grow your company here. There are so many amazing people coming from all over the world.
Born here, we raised here. We ain't never seen nothing else. Most of us, these neighborhoods, American heroes, American history. Why not? You see artists supporting things you're supposed to do. You go in any other country around the world, they doing it. Why can't we love our country? Why can't we, hey, make America great again? I'm a small business owner. You see my son in the car with me. We just dropped off an order. We trying to do business. I love Atlanta. I love this city. Some people vote blue, some people vote red. Me, I have a right to say, hey, I want to make America great again. I believe in brotherhood, I believe in sisterhood, I believe in spirituality. I believe all the good things that made this country great still exist. Back before Donald Trump ran for president, we all wanted to be like him. And if you say different, you a lie.
Hey, I'm a Democrat.
All right, we looked at everything that was positive about why you should move to the United States, and I'm with that. If you are a person that wants to stay in the States, that's cool. If you are a person that wants to move there for the first time, that's cool. Nothing wrong with that. You have that option. Now we're going to hear the other side of the coin from people that says, listen, United States is not what it's all cracked up to be.
Bro, why would I move back to America? My rent $700 a month, my water bill is $3, and my electricity bill is $23 a month. I literally eat for $2. I literally use transportation. I don't have a car. Use transportation for $3, literally to go 30 minutes away somewhere, bro. Why would I move back to America? I don't have a car note. I don't have a high electricity bill. I don't have a high cell phone bill. My cell phone bill in Thailand is literally $10 a month. Bro, I'm financially free. I'm stress-free. I don't get depressed. I wake up every day. Oh my God, this is so beautiful. Like, I love my life in Thailand, bro, because I can finally, for once in my life, get a bang for my buck. For once in my life, I don't have to worry about, oh, I can't afford this, I can't afford this, or I gotta wait till this check, I gotta wait till that check. Like, finally, I'm happy, y'all. That's why I got this smiley face. Finally, why would I move back to America? It just won't make no sense. And what's so funny, gang? I'm just like you. I'm not a millionaire. I'm not up six figures. I'm just like you, bro. I'm just a different poor. And what I mean by a different poor, bro, I'm the poor person that's gonna take the risk. I don't care about the circumstances of me failing. I failed 1,000 times in life. What's gonna hurt for me to fail again? And that's what a lot of people are scared to take risks. A lot of people are afraid of what other people think of them. A lot of people are afraid of to fail. Like, bro, I'm gonna fail. That's one thing that I'm gonna do. I'm the best failer in the world. I'm gonna fail because I know this one fail, I'm going to do something again. I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to show God that I'm constantly trying, God. I'm going to show him I'm trying. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sitting around here waiting on you to just give me a blessing, to give me something out of thin air. I'm trying, God. Every day I'm trying. I don't know. I don't have this shit figured out. I need you. I'm trying to figure this shit out. Could you help me? You know what I'm saying? That's my different type of poor. But hey, I wish y'all the best of luck in 2025. And sometimes I get in my feelings. I'm so sorry because I get so passionate about, you know what I'm saying, where I came from in my life. But everybody go check out my YouTube video, subscribe to my YouTube video, and you know what I'm saying, click the link in my bio and watch my full condo tour. I love y'all.
I'm telling you that people in Mexico or poorer countries, the kids are so much more grateful for less. Because look at this. You could buy a kid a balloon in Mexico or something and they'd be so happy. But in America, if you don't get your kid the new iPhone 14 Pro Max, if you don't get them everything in Fortnite, if you don't get them the PS5, even if you get it for them, they'll be unhappy.
Now that I left the United States, this is the main thing that I realized. The United States be bullshitting us. They be literally capping, they be lying, they be fabricating, they literally lie to us our whole damn life. Do you know, when I was in New York, in America, I used to research where to go, how to go to Thailand, how to go to Bali, how to go to all these damn countries. And do you know what I found out? All these countries are very dangerous. Don't even step foot in Thailand because you're gonna get robbed. This is the most dangerous place you're ever gonna be at. Yeah, I've been here for almost 3 to 4 months. I've been in Bangkok, I've been in Chiang Mai, I've been in damn Pattaya. Yeah, nobody's arguing, nobody's fighting, nobody's dangerous out here. There is nobody killing, nothing, zero, nada, nothing what the hell they told me that was gonna happen in America. And I came over here and it didn't happen. They're lying to us. But one problem is the news. Did you ever realize on the news, when have they ever spread positivity about somewhere? If you are watching the news and it's talking about a different country or a different place, is it good news or is it bad news? So again, if you want to continue getting brainwashed by the United States, if you want to continue listening to the news and listening to what the hell they got orchestrated over there, yeah, you're going to get brainwashed and you're going to be living in the past. I was in Brooklyn, New York. I was in America. I left America. Way much better living, but stay over there if you want.
Okay, before you scroll, look at this. Okay, why does everything in America look like this? There's no good urban planning anymore. All this shit is garbage. I'm tired of looking at the same buildings. American life becomes so monotonous so fast because there's no diversity in any building structure.
You know what? Before, I never realized that brother was right. For the most part, let's be honest, when it comes to infrastructure, for the most part, America is a cookie cutter country. You can go to AZ and the mall area looks just like that area that brother showed, with a Jiffy Lube, McDonald's, other restaurants. You could take that same, go to Tampa, a Jiffy Lube, a mall, go to Indiana, a Jiffy Lube, a mall, go to Atlanta, Jiffy Lube. They all look alike. I didn't even think about that until this brother said it when I was looking at the video earlier. I was like, America is cookie cutter. Now, for all you guys that's been to Colombia, Manizales, the coffee region, don't look like Medellin. Medellin looks nothing like Bogota. Bogota and Medellin looks nothing like Cali. 2 hours later from Bogota is Barranquilla. Barranquilla looks nothing like Bogota. I mean, look up from Cartagena. 2 hours from Cartagena is Barranquilla. It looks nothing like that. Fly on down to Cali. We don't look nothing like Medellin, Bogota, Barranquilla, Santa Marta, Manizales, Pereira, Armenia. We look nothing like the cities. Every city you go to in Colombia, the music is different. You want to listen to reggaeton and you want to listen to certain other music or hip hop, you stay in Medellin. You want to listen to more island music that is South American music as well, you go to Barranquilla and Cartagena. You want to listen to rock and roll and jazz, you go to Bogota. You want to listen to salsa, merengue, bachata, cumbia, you go to Cali. Each area, the food completely different. The accents, how the women look, completely different. I didn't even realize how much of a cookie cutter the United States is. All of our business areas, like he said, Jiffy Lube, McDonald's right down there. When we go into the mall, we automatically know it's going to be a Foot Locker in there. It's going to be a Finish Line in there, blah, blah, blah. Everything is just so cookie cutter. But we're so oblivious to it, and we're so used to it, and we don't know what diversity of infrastructure is. And there are very few cities where everything is that you need is in walking distance. Very few cities. Let me let this brother finish talking.
Popeyes could be the Popeyes that's down the street from you. Same with This Jiffy Lube that I'm at, getting my car fixed, there's no diversity, and literally, American life is very lacking in terms of experience. There's no cultural ethos besides consumerism and capitalism and wastefulness, right? Like, of course there's money to be made here. Besides all these things, is it worth living in this country if you're not trying to get a bag? I don't think so. Honestly, my few months or my 6 months being back, or 7 to 8 months being back, have been the worst of my life. But not really, not crazy, not that bad, but really going back here from being abroad and seeing how life is lived elsewhere. Maybe it's the novelty of living in various countries or just living in Europe where there's differences in architecture and people and languages and food and quality, which is higher. It's just not doing it for me. America, you just got to step up the game. You got to step it up. This is my little rant for today, since I'm just getting finessed at Jiffy Lube. Yeah, this is my little rant. Welcome.
Reasons why I prefer to live in Southeast Asia over America.
Reason number 1, there is no credit. If you find a place that you would like to stay in, you can sign a contract as long as you have the cash up front, and then you can get your keys and move in. Reason number 2, you can eat a full meal for $1 to $3 and it actually tastes good. All the food is super fresh, super organic. $10 can get you really far. Reason number 3, everything is seeded and you can literally find fruit growing on the trees in your backyard. Reason number 4, you can have some amazing views, whether you like the country life or the city life. It's something for everyone.
Facts.
Reason number 5, it's super safe. You never have to worry about any mass shootings. You don't have to be looking over your shoulder. It's very family oriented, very diverse, and then there's
Let's go back. Let's show
reason number 5.
Let's show
it's
that mall.
super safe. You never have to worry about any mass shootings. You don't have to be looking over your shoulder. It's very family oriented, very diverse, and then there's just so much to do and see. If you are considering relocating to Asia, I created an ebook just for you. Click on the link in my bio.
I thought I would fall in love with America and the American dream. I came to the realization recently that I actually didn't want this life.
This American woman is living her best life after deciding to leave the US because of her stress.
I graduated, immediately started working, but I have lupus, so my go was kind of forcibly stopped. I had to quit my job just because my lupus was getting really bad.
Rania shared her story of living with an autoimmune disease on TikTok, and it drew over 2.5 million viewers.
I went to my rheumatologist today and we were talking and I was like, yeah, I'm probably gonna move overseas. He was like, I'm so happy for you.
He was anticipating that.
I remember that video went viral too. The one that she was just talking about with her lupus and she said her doctor was happy for her. I remember that video.
A lot of my stress would go away when I move abroad, and therefore.
Remember I said about America and its stress, and one of the top stressors is pollution, noise pollutions. America is a very, very loud country. I want to say that again. America, we do not realize we are loud people. That causes stress.
Or my lupus would get better, and also the quality of food.
Even though inflation is cooling off, the cost of living for a lot of young Americans has been pretty intense.
One day I was just speaking to my father, and he actually suggested, he's like, you're not stuck there. You know that, right?
Rania's living in Turkey now, but plans to live in Qatar permanently where her sister's at.
I feel like the sacrifices were worth it. And it's too early to tell exactly what life would look like because it's been such a short amount of time, but I already feel so much better despite the homesickness, uncertainty, and instability.
The new American dream is to leave. If you don't know me, my name is Michelle. 7 months ago, my boyfriend and I decided to leave the US for good, pack up all our shit, and move to Spain. Here's why. When I lived in America, I had a chef, nutritionist, and would only buy organic foods, worked out 7 days a week, and somehow I gained a shit ton of weight, developed thyroid issues, and a leaky gut. The fuck? I moved to Spain. I eat out almost every day, and somehow I've lost over 15 pounds since I've been here. That's because most of the chemicals that they use in America are not allowed here in Europe. Number 2 is a lifestyle. When we lived in America, we had the big house, we had the yard, we had the cars. All we wanted to do was stay home. Only time that we truly went out to enjoy life was on the weekends. In Spain, every day is like the weekend. You'll see friends and family out having dinner and drinks, and it's like 9 p.m. on a Wednesday night. Another huge perk for us is that we are 5 hours ahead of Eastern time. We can truly enjoy our mornings, meditate, go out to brunch, and we won't hear from anybody until hours later. And because we learned the skills to set up the proper systems for our online businesses, we now only work 2 hours a day, exactly how I'm able to enjoy this beautiful scenery on a Friday afternoon while my businesses in the background are producing income for me.
Once again, taking advantage of capitalism, but don't have to be geographically located in the United States.
Moved here, I didn't have to worry about looking for a job. I moved out here to truly enjoy the beautiful lifestyle. So if you want to learn about the best income stream to help you move abroad, just comment ebook below. I will send you my free beginner's guide that will walk you through the steps on how to be a nomad, and it'll also walk you through the best income stream that you can have as a beginner that can produce you income while you're living abroad. Like my content, make sure you follow my page for a lot more.
If you don't like the US, if you don't like the direction that it's headed in, pack your bag and leave. It's the morning after the US election. I'm in the airport, as you can see, and this is your sign. You can just leave. I did it 2 years ago. I live in the UK now, and there's so many options. I hear a lot of people saying like, oh, I can't leave the US. I'm a broke college student. First of all, it's so easy to get a student visa in other countries, and you'll probably pay the same, if not less, to get a higher education. If you want to get a job abroad, I would ask ChatGPT to help you find something that aligns with what you're looking for, because there are so many great countries out there. I do highly recommend an English-speaking country. I think part of the reason moving to the UK has been so easy for me is because they obviously speak English. Just something to consider. But anyway, if I can do it, you can do it. Like literally, get on a plane. You'll never look back. And if you're worried about your friends and family, it's so easy to go see them. The world is actually really small. You don't realize that in America. It is. So just leave. Like literally, your life is not over. Promise.
Learned that America is a third world country because of the rest of the world is so far in front of us in just about everything that I don't know where we have this false narrative that we're like the greatest country in the world, because we are definitely not, guys. Yeah, I'm sad to go back. There are so many countries out there that are just leaps and bounds in front of us in technology, society, everything. We should probably start spending a lot more money on building our country rather than trying to save everybody else, because we're not that great, guys. I can tell you firsthand, we are not doing great. But yeah, unfortunately, that's all I got to say about that topic for now. But yeah, I think anybody that's, flown to any other major city in the world can kind of speak to that as well.
5 reasons I moved to Salvador, part 2. Salvador has some of the best islands in the country, and most of them are only a 30-minute boat ride away. Even on the mainland, the beaches are some of the best beaches in the country, and the government cleans them every day.
Now, of course, she's in Brazil.
The third reason is the nightlife is popping. A lot of people party Thursday through Sunday. There's a lot of lesbian and gay events, samba, Afrobeats, jazz, theater, and even K-pop is getting popular here. Also, fitness is huge here. If you want to get in the best shape of your life, Salvador has marathons, MMA, capoeira, surfing, and you will always see people working out outside. The fifth reason is Bahia is a huge state. It's perfect for me as a traveler because I can still travel to so many amazing cities that have beaches, culture, and nature.
If the US is so bad, why is everyone trying to come here? That's a common refrain that I hear from Westerners who don't like the idea that we push back on their country, don't like the idea that we share statistics about how their country's not number one the way they always thought it was. Today, I'm going to share with you actual reasons from an actual immigration firm about why people are moving to the United States and tell you why almost none of them should matter to you.
Now, of course, this is our boy, the digital nomad. I mean, the nomad capitalist, my dude. Make sure you got, yeah, that boy's a beast. That white boy is a beast. Shout out to him. So tonight's topic, he's going to be talking about the truth about why people move to the United States.
Nomad Capitalist is here to talk to 7- and 8-figure entrepreneurs and investors, sometimes 9- and 10-figure entrepreneurs and investors. So obviously the people that we are talking to have different needs. That's the overarching reason for why some people can move to your country, whether it's the US, Canada, Australia, Germany, you fill in the blanks. What I find interesting is I think the same kind of negative people who complain about, unskilled immigration are the same ones saying, well, everyone's coming here, it must be great. If you're comparing yourself to people who are fleeing a war zone or people who are coming for economic opportunity from a country that you look down on, that's not really a ringing endorsement of your country. So let's talk to people, peer to peer, why you'd move to the US. This is from stilt.com. Why people want to move to the United States. Number one, better.
Give me a second. I'm going to pull that up for us, gentlemen. Stilt.com. Let's go back and see what that is, because I'm going to drop the link to that article.
War zone, or people who are coming for economic opportunity from a country that you look down on. That's not really a ringing endorsement of your country. So let's talk to people, peer to peer, why you'd move to the US. This is from Stilt. Is it stilt.com? Why people want to move to the United States. Number one, better work opportunities. Obviously, a better job is why a lot of people choose to leave their countries to move to the US. Now, I spend all my time outside the United States. I spend a lot of my time in emerging economies. Do you know what I find? And you won't see this until you go there. The vast majority of people like their country. They like their friends. They like their family. They feel good about their country. Many of them outside of the Western world feel like their country's headed in the right direction, which is kind of the opposite of what a lot of Westerners feel, where they feel we're going in the wrong direction. They're not proud anymore. You go to Malaysia. Most Malaysians don't want to leave. Maybe they want to go on a trip. They like the country. They like the weather. The men like their women. Can you imagine a country that works like that? You probably don't see that much if you live in the US, but we do this thing where we project onto other people. They all must be like us.
All right, let's look at this article real quick. I'm going to send it over to you guys. Let's go over here. Screen share. This is the article that he's looking at right now. What are the main reasons for immigrants moving to the United States? And he said that none of these have nothing to do with us. This article came out April 10th, 2024. So we're going to look at some of the common reasons. He's going to break them down, but I'm going to share this article with you. You know me. I share receipts. He also talked about optimism. We're going to go to those articles in a second, but we're going to let him continue speaking.
And so I think a lot of these people are like, you know what, I could probably make a few more bucks in the US, but it costs me more to live, and it's dangerous, people are getting shot. Most people don't want it. But okay, if you want better work opportunities, if you're part of that group, if you are an entrepreneur or investor, do you need a job? Even if you have a job, if you're talented and you can work and you're watching YouTube, you're listening to a podcast, you can't get a remote job. If you speak English, and if you're listening to this, I hope you do, then you can't, what do you need to be in the US for? The great democratization of work, and part of what's causing those Western countries to be less optimistic, is I can hire someone with US level talent in other places, because there are people who learn search engine optimization, SEO, web development, videography, any number of things that can be done from anywhere. I mean, you can learn this stuff through online courses. How many university courses are free? How much can you learn on YouTube? You know, Adobe, you know, whatever you can get for 25 bucks a month. I mean, people are doing this. We have clients who are from, you know, far-flung countries. Egypt and Thailand and Brazil and Uruguay and Argentina. And there's all kinds of countries that.
Before he goes any further, let's pull up this article in regards to optimism. He talked about this earlier, about other countries are optimistic about 2025. We looked at this the other day. Let's check it out again today. Countries that are the top optimistic countries for 2025 in the world. Let me blow this up so you guys can see this really good. Bring it back down a little bit. The most optimistic countries in the world. Let's take a look. They think their country's going to be doing better in 2025. Indonesia, talking about Bali, number one. I've been studying Bali, so their economy is going to be doing great in the up and coming years. I'm going to drop the link to this one as well. Number 2 country in the world that believes things are going to get better. Where? Colombia. China. Philippines. While you guys listen, looking forward to the Philippines. Peru. South Africa. Mexico, Malaysia, Thailand, Argentina, Brazil, Chile. We all over South America. India, Poland. Wait a minute. Shouldn't America be here by now? I'm serious. Shouldn't America be showing up on this list by now? If America's not okay, well, let's continue on. Singapore, Hungary, Australia, there's Canada, there's the United States. Only 70% of Americans think it's going to get better. 30% of Americans think that the United States is not going to get better, even with your President Trump. I said it. Even with President Trump, only 70% of Americans think that it's going to get better. But even here in Colombia, that y'all think is just so bad and it's only pay for play, 88% of Colombians and Indonesia, 90% believe that their country is going to get better in 2025. Let's look at the rest of the list. Romania. United States is tied with Romania. We're supposed to be a superpower. And when it comes to optimism, we're a superpower. But when it comes to believing in our country for real, we're tied with Romania and Ireland. Romania, United States, and Romania. Then here comes Ireland with 69 and Switzerland. Then the Netherlands, then Sweden, then Spain. They don't think it's going to get much better in Spain. UK, you way down here, UK. 39% of you guys think that is going to be trash. Turkey, Italy. Italians believe their country is trash. It's not going to get better. Germany, excuse me, South Korea, Belgium, France, and the country that thinks that is just bad and it ain't gonna get no better, 63% believe Japan. The Japanese say, I don't think it's gonna get no better. Let's go back to the the nomad capitalist. Because he's right. Most people in the United States don't see or believe that in the optimism that's taking place. One of the reasons why is because more and more people that are U.S. citizens are starting to realize I can do this job remotely. I can make money remotely. I do not have to be geographically in the United States to be successful like an American citizen. Let's continue on.
Millions of dollars a year because they started a business online the same other people did. We know people who live all over the world and they make money. So if you do a job where you have to go there and do the job, sure, the US may be better. We have had clients who are doctors and dentists, and they're either selling their practice or they're removing themselves as the day-to-day practitioner. But no place on earth better than the United States to make money as a doctor or a dentist, in my experience, than the US. Even other Western countries, doesn't compare. Never seen so many seven-figure doctors and dentists and people who build clinics, a couple clinics, make a lot of money. So sure, that's going to be harder to build. You're not going to go to Malaysia and build a seven-figure income running a dental clinic. For the very reason that when I went and did a dental exam recently in Malaysia just to check on something, it cost me $8. Right? You ain't making seven figures doing that. A city center, top English-speaking guy, smart guy, $8. So, right, people are coming to the U.S. because they want to, whatever their skill is, that they can make more money being a welder in the U.S. than they can, wherever they're from. You can go and you can make the same amount of money and then pay $8 for the dentist. Number two, better living conditions. When foreigners think about the United States, they see it as a paradise that offers an ideal life. And I always think back to a textbook I had in like 7th grade, where it said immigrants in like the 1850s were told the streets were paved with gold. And then what was the quote? They said, not only were they not paved with gold, but I was expected to pave them. This is what branding's all about. This is why you drink Coca-Cola and not RC Cola, because you like the branding. And so that's why, the same reason my acquaintance from Nicaragua thinks his passport is terrible, because he can't go to one country, the United States. He can go to pretty much everywhere else in the world, except US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand. He can go to a lot of countries. He's got a pretty strong passport, actually. But there's this branding about better living conditions. Every American I talk to, and Canadians too, they say it has taken a sharp downward turn in the last 10 years. I haven't been there in the last 10 years. I talk to people whenever I've got a complaint and I'm frustrated. Why did I come to this country? Why did I come to Serbia? I call up my friend in like Chicago. My internet's not working for 3 hours. Something happened. It rarely happens. He said, yeah, my internet went out of the office. It's been out. For 2 weeks I've been trying to chase them down, and I pay 3 times the price you do. It's just the better living conditions aren't there. My father came to Kuala Lumpur. He said, this is better than a lot of cities in the U.S. I think you'd rather live in Kuala Lumpur than Indianapolis. Because in either place, if you're successful, you're going to live in the good neighborhood. Right. So maybe, for someone who's just starting out, it's a little bit better if you're not, if you're from Indianapolis and you don't have a lot of money. I guess you'd rather live there than not have a lot of money in Malaysia. But if you have money, you can find better living conditions anywhere. I would argue that Asia is much more consumer convenience oriented in terms of food delivery, just all kinds of services and shopping. It's all better. The people are on each other's throat. The cultures are more, they get along better. I don't know what living conditions, quite frankly, are better in the US. And listen, I mean, if you live in, Malibu on the beach, you can recreate that somewhere else as well, where the culture's still better. Better education? Maybe there's a point there. You don't have to move to the U.S. to go to the educational system, and part of why the U.S. has problems is they educate people and they don't let them stay and work, and they send them back, and then they wonder why they don't have some of the talent that they need. People are being educated and kicked out. So if you want to go to the U.S., go to school. Keep in mind, you could go to a school in Europe and pay a heck of a lot less. It's one benefit of having European residence, or I guess citizenship, for your kids. Better educational opportunities at a much lower price, but fine. If you want to go to the U.S. and be educated, fine. In some cases, we do very little of this, but my understanding is a lot of those student visas, it's fine on the tax side. So fine, do that. Safety from persecution and violence. Again, some of the same people who are like, yeah, okay, they can't go to that country. They're the same ones who, like in the Syrian war, say, well, the Syrians should just go to Turkey. If they're just fleeing persecution and violence, why don't they go to Turkey and stay there? Why do they go to Germany? That's what they say. It's not what I'm saying. But safety from persecution and violence, there's nowhere else to go. The U.S. is the one place to go. And I think that this is one of those issues where people, they kind of take both sides of the issue. There's plenty of places to go where there's no persecution and violence. I met a guy once who was from Syria. And Malaysia, likes to take care of people from Muslim countries. He was fleeing violence and said, hey, they had some program. They flew him in and he was living there. They're helping him get a job. So you don't have to go to the US to flee that. And by the way, I don't think any of us watching, I hope, are fleeing persecution and violence. Quite frankly, I felt more persecuted in the United States. I was trying to get the hell out of there. Reunification with family in the US? All right, fine. You can say that about anywhere, by the way. That's not really a reason to move. You have family from the US, you maybe want to move to the US. It's one of the harder countries to do that, by the way. And quite frankly, I'd rather you tell your family to go somewhere that functions better. Marriage, I mean, these are all kind of personal reasons. So these are the reasons, and I have nothing against this site, but these are the reasons. What are the main reasons for immigration to the United States? And quite frankly, I say, if those are the best reasons you got, I can show you a lot of places that are better, because I can show you a lot of Americans who come to Nomad Capitalist who are tired of people are at each other's throats. It's like, how many articles do you read about the brewing civil war and maybe the country's, people, it's going to break in two? I don't really think that's going to happen, but the fact that it's so discussed, the fact that so few people, young people now are proud to be Americans, maybe some of them because they are, leaning towards that communist orientation, all the more reason that they're going to take over in the coming years, why you should get out. But those are the reasons. If you have money, I really see no reason, unless you are in that rare, doctor, dentist, lawyer category where, maybe you can do law remotely, maybe you can do telemedicine, but maybe those people should consider staying there just to make some money. Even then, we've had people who own medical clinics, they make millions a year. I mean, maybe at a certain point you say, I'm going to move and let the business run itself, or I'm going to sell the business and go and retire somewhere else and start my next business. I just don't see any great reason why a 7 or 8 figure entrepreneur or investor needs to live, and let's just not pick on the United States, other than that's where I'm originally from. Why do you need to live in Canada? What do you get there? And then you look at all the social stuff where, like, you're single and the dating culture is like a war and everybody's just burnt out. I mean, it just sounds like a terrible place. If I had no money and the US was the closest country and I felt unsafe, I can see that point. And I have sympathy for those folks. And quite frankly, outside of the Nomad Capitalist realm, I'd say, well, hey, you guys in your failed drug war forced the drug rat to come to those countries, and then you complain those people come because the drug war comes through their countries. I just say to myself, how are any of these reasons why you should be living in the US other than it feels nice when you don't want to move, when you don't want to confront reality, when you don't want to acknowledge that your country's been losing in every metric since I've been born. It's been losing in every metric. Peace, safety, passport quality, taxation, economic freedom, personal freedom, press freedom, every single metric it's going down, and other Western countries are the same. And for some people it hurts. It hurts because the only scrap of identity they can cling to is I'm American or I'm British. You take that away, it's like, what do you have? You have nothing. That's what makes them feel better than other people. I hope that's not you. And if it's not, then let's look at the reality. I mean, you're welcome to stay there for family, marriage, whatever. Listen, I don't judge you. You should do what you want. I understand most people aren't going to leave their country for any reason, even if there's a war, and if there's anything throughout history. But you can't really argue that some people moving, to make a few extra bucks means that you as an already successful person should stay, and that they're at all related.
Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. Shout out to my man Theo in the building. He said, if you take your nationality away, you are unloved and overtaxed. Well, we took time out today to look at some of the great reasons to be in the United States and some of the reasons why many others are leaving the United States. But at the end of the day, it's all up to you. It's all up to you what you want to decide to do. And so we're going to leave you with that. I want to say appreciation for all the guys that have donated through PayPal and Cash App. Shout out to all you guys that have joined the Patreon and you guys that have emailed me in regards to being part of the WhatsApp groups. I'm going to get you in those groups tomorrow. And there's some other things that I'm dropping in the Patreon. But at the end of the day, guys, don't be fooled by what America says that you cannot take advantage of the opportunity. Once you graduate classes and courses such as Theo Wolf's classes and other opportunities that are out there, such as international passports, Python classes, and you get that employment opportunity, you can start the process of relocating to other countries. You really can do this. It's all up to you. So if you decide that you want to stay in the States, so be it. There's nothing wrong with that. But don't be fooled into thinking that you don't have the options and you don't have the choice to join the rest of us that have relocated to other countries and built new lives. Quiet Storm, see, Dre, I think that I'm not in the veterans. Okay, cool. Let me make sure I get you in there, Quiet Storm. Okay, cool. I'm gonna get you in there. Yeah, the name of that group is. Let me look up the name of the group in WhatsApp. Give me a second, gentlemen. I'm kind of scrolling down. Maybe I should just do it like this, huh? Oh yeah, it's called the Remote and Contract Employment Group. Yep, the Remote and Contract Employment Group. So I'm going to get you in there, Quiet Storm. I'll add you in there now. Since I got my phone in my hand. Bam. Done. Now you're in the group. All right, gentlemen. You guys have a great evening. It's 11:30. Get you some rest. And tomorrow, Andre will be doing her live stream. And then I'll be seeing you guys this Friday. All right, let's do an outro real quick. Let's get started.
That's a big dance. Chrome heart got me kissing on his best friend. Put in work, baby, you could be my best man. Sending cash to my account, he investing. Dark shades on when I'm off the Migos. He's tryna cuff me like a in a Rico. Moving through this like GTA with a cheat code. He claimed that he love me, but before not a freak. I just wanna dance all night. Can't nobody do it just like I. Boy, you got just what I like. Come on, baby, let's kiss on fire. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. Just say the word, baby, I'ma get you right. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. Ain't gotta say it, I know I'm the one you like. Ooh, damn, tell the DJ turn the beat up. Got a white boy who be singing like a Beatle. Claim she getting bread, but I heard she doing keto. I don't do drugs, I'ma smoke a little weed up. I can't chase a man for no paper. I just think it's sweet, I'ma show him now or later. I be getting money on the wake up. He a broke boy, tell that get his cake up. Only with dope boys, they the ones who spinning paper. Get your weight up. Total send an Addy and a stay up. Out here mad, told him assalamu alaikum. Who that 5'5", she don't even need no makeup. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. Just say the word, baby, I'ma get you right. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. What you wanna do? Tell me what you like. Ain't gotta say it, I know I'm the one you like.
to do.